Gaming on Xbox, podcast number 4. This week I'm joined by my usual co-host,
me, Mini Penguin Gaming, aka Trevor,
and your favorite main side host, boy, B2 Gaming. And this week we have another wonderful show for y'all. So let's see what we got on the show notes. We got lots of fun channel updates this week, news on Rust coming to the current gen and last gen consoles. OtterBox is making gaming market stuff. There's a new Xbox controller. The UK wants to use Xbox for learning, and so much more. It's so crazy. Trevor, what have you been up to this week?
Work.
Lots of work.
Pretty much. I mean, it's been a long week. It's definitely been a long week.
No.
We did some gaming. We had a pretty successful 6-hour stream of Minecraft Dungeons. I am still working on editing that. That's probably not going to be out for another week or two because that is a lot of stuff to go through, a lot of editing.
It took your stream like an hour to upload to iCloud.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. I don't know why mine uploaded so much faster. Like, they were smaller, but they were only both like half the size of yours. So combined, they should have took the same amount of time.
Well, no, because they're smaller, so they'll take less time because they'll go quicker. Because like mine was like 12 gigabytes because of how like long it was. So
it was still so dramatic. I was just sitting there like, oh my god. Because all I'm going to do is combine all three of them. I'm just going to combine all three of them into like a comprehensive timeline. And
you can always pick out like the best moments too. I think that would be a lot better.
Oh yeah, I'll just go by the seam of things, but I'll just see how I do it. You know how I do. I always have fun with that kind of stuff. We're also going to do Wasteland 3, which will be super exciting. I'm really excited to start that gaming series.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. I don't think I've ever touched or even watched anything on Wastelands, so
I was about to say, have you even ever really played like top down
games?
No. I haven't either. I'm excited to try that out.
It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. Something worth putting on YouTube to watch people people can watch us struggle.
I know. They watch us struggle all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially if they tune into the streams, which, go check out the streams right now on Twitch TV. Go check out the streams.
Twitch TV/minipenguin_. So what games have you been up to this week, Trevor?
Well, obviously I said I've been playing Minecraft Dungeons. We played that together.
Yeah, that was super
honestly
fun.
I did not think we were gonna get 6 hours of gaming on that alone.
Well, also, how did you like it? Do you think that after we're done with the difficulty series, do you think we're still gonna play it on the side casually?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think because I wonder if I really hope they actually go in and keep updating the game. Because there are
seasonal events, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, but like add more to it,
Yeah. Well, I told you they do have 3 DLCs, which we'll definitely have to check out after we're done with that difficulty series as well.
But there is also the fact that once you get done with all 3 difficulties, there is a secret that is unlocked there's actually I think a few secrets that are unlocked. That you can't get till after you complete it, so we'll have to go back and try and find all those. There's obviously one on the last level, so we'll have to try and get that one.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I think the combination of now that they have the 3 main difficulties, and then in Apocalypse they have Apocalypse Plus, which is just a part of Apocalypse, so you don't need to like beat that to get those secrets. But Apocalypse Plus allows you to get even higher level loot, so you can just keep growing. I think that combined with the DLC that they release, and then you can get special items seasonally, so every once in a while, seasonally, you have a really driven reason to work hard in the game. I think with all of that combined, it does create like a game that's pretty sustainable, on top of some dungeons being randomized, so sometimes you get thrown into dungeons that you're not used to, and all kinds of other stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot there to play long term.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like Minecraft Dungeons. I think that's why. It's just because of all those crazy things that get mixed together on top of it. Also just honestly being a pretty good game.
Yeah, and it's like after playing um 6 hours of it actually, it's definitely given me if after we play a bit more, I think it'll be interesting to try and get not only like more footage but like kind of observe the levels more,
Yeah.
and use some of the aspects of like how they design the game and some of the stuff that they have built, and try and
Oh
like
yeah.
maybe use that for like actual builds in the world expansion, and put
Yeah.
those into like some sort of like use. Maybe making like some sort of challenge games, or like a like scavenger hunt kind of thing, like something cool.
Oh yeah, that would be fun to play around with that. And then I also think that we have been having a little bit of fun on Minecraft World Expansion lately as well, honestly.
A little bit, yeah. It was fun. You've started work on a new project.
Oh yeah, new
Um,
beautiful fountain. I'm working on my underground bunker. I got all kinds of stuff.
I've started doing a little bit of work on a railroad system, which I kind of regret already because I have a lot of work I have to put into that. But it'll be worth it in the end.
That reminds me, I'm going to go onto our Discord because I want to tweet out those beautiful pictures of the fountain and the sign.
Oh, there you go.
Because I
Did you
totally forgot to tweet those out.
did you end up finishing it then, or are you
Yeah, I
still
told you I
working on
did.
it? Did Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
Oh, did you not see it in chat? Go check chat. It looks
Did I?
awesome.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, it looks
You
awesome.
sent me a lot of stuff today, so I wasn't sure.
Well, on
Is
like
it?
gaming chat, on like our or not gaming chat, on Minecraft World Expansion chat. I don't even know what anything is anymore, honestly.
Uh,
There we go. Okay, I'll make a tweet later. I saved them to my thing, so I'll remember. But yeah, I got done, and then I also featured your thing in a picture as well, your little map, because I thought it was cute. I had a waving picture, but the emotes are such a pain in the butt to screenshot in Bedrock, and so I couldn't get like a good waving emote, so I just got me with my funny hat.
I actually stay away from the emotes and have the hotkey disabled and not as an option, because last time I tried using an emote, every time I've tried to use an emote, the game
Email.
has don't make fun of me for mispronouncing stuff. But every time I've tried using an emote, I
Yeah.
have ended up the game has ended up crashing and
Really?
forgetting
I don't think I've
everything.
ever had that.
It's happened every time, so I just
That's
stay
so
away from them.
crazy. That's funny. That just goes to show you. You know what? I did see a lot of problems with them, like right off the gate, though, which is kind of sad. But also, it's just like I think emotes were kind of a dumb thing. Like it is nice, even like case in point, that waving emote would have been funny for that picture, but they aren't like static things, so it's not easy to screenshot with them. And so, kind of the follow up is like, okay, I can't use them for screenshots or anything, and they're not really useful in game because I almost talk to everybody that plays in our server consistently. So they are really not useful for the two things that they would be helpful for.
Yeah,
And so that's
there's
why I'm kind of like, eh.
it's an interesting concept, but it's just I don't think there's really any real use for them. So
Yeah. But anyway, we'll just, we'll figure it out. It'll be whatever. Hopefully they will get some kind of use in the future.
probably,
Uh,
I'm sure people use them
and,
on servers and stuff.
oh yeah. And you've still been having fun achievement hunting in Rocket League. And then, of course, us battling away in Call of Duty Cold War as always.
Yep, yep. I You can't hate on Cold War. It's so fun.
Well, we do hate on it, but we
I
still play
hate
it
the people
anyway.
that play it, but I still play it because I love the game.
Yeah,
I'm
we
a
still
co-
play it
I'm
anyway.
I hate the people that play it and the way that people play it, but at the same time, it's like that game has just like it's got a hook in my mouth and it's always pulling me towards it.
No.
Like I don't care what Call of Duty it is, that franchise will always pull me back
And I don't know if we
every
have
time.
the I don't know if we have the news story in here, but we should, so I'm going to grab that. But Call of Duty just had a new content update today, which is really awesome. And then they announced a new zombie map for February 4th. And then they also, oh yeah, here it is. They released a roadmap. And then they also said that they might be bringing back League play, which means that they'll probably turn off skill based matchmaking. So now instead of being matched with people that are supposedly your same skill, you'll just be matched with people in your local area. So like if I zone out to you, we'll play with people that live around you, and if you zone into me, we'll play with people that live around me.
Huh.
So that was
Interesting.
interesting. I was intrigued to see that. I hope that they do that because sometimes skill based matchmaking is pretty crappy. Because I did learn today the main reason that people want it gone is honestly only because they say that, like, obviously as you get higher up in the skill bracket, there's fewer and fewer people because that's the point of high skilled people. And so as you get higher and higher up in the bracket, usually your ping goes up with it because there's less and less people. So you're scoping out to servers in different areas. And so it's getting like higher and higher ping. So they say as you become like in the highest tier of Call of Duty matchmaking, you also have the highest ping and the most connection issues,
Yeah.
which kind of really sucks. But yeah, oh yeah, right here it is. I'll add this to our news stories. But yeah, um they have a new zombie map coming out February 4th. They had a mid-tier update that came today. They also added a new multiplayer map that they added today, and then they're adding a new map
Ooh.
February 4th.
What map did they add today? I didn't hear that.
Sanatorium. I'll
Sanatorium.
send I'll send the I was about to say I'll put the news story in our feed here, but yeah, they have lots of stuff coming out today, which is super exciting. Boop, curl shift.
Ooh. I think I'm seeing. Oh, I think this is. Oh, that's mobile. I think that's the wrong one.
Well, I think they also included adding the maps in. Yeah, they did Cold War and Warzone because they're kind of like partnered because the
Yeah.
newest
What?
games always partner.
Yeah. Well, they kind of have it so it's like anything that happens, like the stuff that happens in Cold War affects what happens in Warzone, and vice
Yeah, because
versa.
on the roadmap they have that like titled on there that Black Ops Cold War and Warzone updates.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting because it's something new.
yeah. So now that I think about it, they have like I don't know if they have it slashed half and half on their roadmap. So maybe Sanatorium is just a Warzone exclusive. I'm not really sure.
Tomorrow is January 15th, aka in the world of zombies, celebrates 115 Day, a nod to Element 115.
Oh yeah, I forgot
So
about that.
tomorrow we'll have the 2 times XP event, in-game event for I think if anything they're probably gonna do what they usually do, and probably do I don't know if they're gonna do a week, like a weekend, or if they're just gonna do just tomorrow.
I was about to say they
But
usually either do a weekend or just a day, whatever they're feeling that week.
oh wait, does you said February 4th is when the new map comes out?
Yeah.
Hmm,
Yeah, that's what it says on their roadmap.
I think I'm trying. I clicked something.
What?
I don't know, but music's playing.
What? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Something was just playing music, and I don't know where it was coming from.
He's breaking the games.
I think it was an ad. I don't know. I think you might be slightly off because I'm trying to think. How many days are left in season 1 of the Battle Pass?
Over 30. I remember I saw it last night.
because the new zombies map would actually come out with the start of season 2.
Well, it says right. I'm looking at their roadmap, and it says Firebase Z February 4th, which is the new zombie map.
Okay, I'll see.
Because they're also bringing out a new map on Warzone called. Hold on. I don't see. Oh, Express on February 4th partnered with that.
Oh yeah, that actually pops up here on here. Yeah, because it pops up on the Xbox too. Firebase Z. That actually looks really dope. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, new zombies mode is out now. Cranked. They're bringing Cranked back.
I was about to say, I didn't really know much about that. I watched a video on it, and I guess you have to like kill zombies every 30 seconds or you die.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Or actually, that has to be new because Cranked was a mode in multiplayer where you had to get a kill, and if you didn't kill a player, you would explode and have to respawn and start again.
Oh, see, so I think it's like a similar concept, but obviously with zombies,
yeah,
it's a little bit more.
And it's kind of interesting because with that, it was it was any sort of points you got. So like if you got a kill, it reset your timer. If you got an assist, it reset your timer. So your timer would reset with that. Also, they are having Play Zombies free access week, January 14th today, through January 21st. So those of you who don't have the game, in 2021, it has started today, and you have free access week to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies for the next week.
It started yesterday for them because they'll hear this tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, but like still. They've released a new weapon.
Awareness.
Yep. They have released a new weapon called the Wakazashi. Yeah. It's a katana blade, pretty much. It's a sword.
Don't forget to save some of this for the news section.
What? You should have stopped me a while ago.
We're still a little bit. We can still talk about some of it.
I guess there's just one more thing because I'm reading off like a small section. New operator comes out January 21st. Zenya.
How do you feel about operators?
Zenya. I'm such an idiot. Zenya. I said like Zenya or something. It's Zeyna, and I messed that up somehow. Zenya comes out in a week from today.
How do you feel about operators?
I like them because they add more to the game. They give the players more more expansion of more people to play as, and it also adds a new way because in Modern Warfare you had it was really cool because with Modern Warfare you had each operator had specific like execution moves tailored to that operator, which is pretty cool. This is a little different with this version, which it's cool, but it's also like it kind of ruins the point of like you have to play as a certain operator to have a certain kill animation. It kind of takes away from it, but it's also cool because it gives more expansion because there's really not a lot of operators to play as. So to have even just one, that's a lot of room for more variety of people in the game, which is kind of cool. And it does tailor a way of kind of like there's more backstories or like side stories with it, which is kind of interesting.
Get like enthralled in the game.
Yeah.
You can be like, I'm the Huntress Zendaya.
Yeah. So it's something new. I like it.
Ooh, I think that's all that we've been really up to games wise and everything this week. Oh, and also of course I almost forgot. Tell me why I've been replaying, but I've been playing it with Raymond. He literally fell asleep on the first episode, which is fine. I wasn't triggered at
Oh.
all. And he's so like, it takes a lot to keep him enthralled sometimes, or involved, like initiated. And sometimes it's annoying.
Dude,
And
I'm
also
just
Titanfall 2, of course.
yeah. I've been
Those are cool.
playing. I've actually been playing some Shell Shock Live again.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty fun game. It's 2D tank shooting. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. Or if not, then Google it real quick because it's really it won't take you long.
What are we
But
playing? Oh,
it's a fun game. I think you would like it. It really does take like accuracy and math into account,
I just
and
get
a
weird
little
with
bit,
those kind of
but
games. I don't know why.
it's fun though. I like it.
Yeah.
I quite like it.
I honestly, I do not doubt you. I don't know. I just get on and off with those kind of games. I don't know why. That's why I kind of want to do Wasteland 3 like we're going to do, because I want to diversify my palette a little bit. Just
Yeah, it's
because I
always good to
always want
kind
to
of
try to
add
be.
more and play more because like there's a
Yeah.
lot of games that I probably would not have played or would be playing right now, like now or at all, had it not been for you. So that's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like diversifying your palette is always important, and so I always try to do that. Just like let myself go a little bit. But for some reason, tank shooters, that I just have a weird relationship with them. I definitely might try it sometime, but I'm gonna try to diversify my palette with Wasteland 3 first, and we'll see if I'm in the mood to add another one.
It's yeah, it's I mean it's kind of worth trying. I mean I think it's only like $2-3, so it's really not
Okay, that's not
expensive,
bad either.
which is
Yeah,
nice. But
that's why I love
it's
Game
quite fun.
Pass. And I just learned.
It's not on Game Pass though,
Oh yeah, yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. I
But
did
it's
just
still
learn that
fun.
like the people who make Wasteland 3, the reason it's on Game Pass is because they're one of the studios that Microsoft bought in Exile. And I just learned that like Wasteland 3 was so on and off with being made for such a long time because they kept running out of money or having other projects. And so them getting acquired by Microsoft finally let them do a passionate project, and that passionate project was doing Wasteland 3 to finally revitalize the series, because Wasteland Original is the series that inspired Fallout Original and other games like
Mm.
that. And so that's like, without Wasteland Original, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, like all the 3D Fallouts would never existed because the original Fallouts wouldn't have existed.
Cool.
So I think that's really interesting too. That's why I kind of want to play it. But like they have a remastered Wasteland Original, and I don't think I will ever be able to play that because it's well, just being blunt, it's very outdated. Even being remastered, it's very outdated because it's more of a refurbish than it is a remaster, and so it still is pretty rough and traditional.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to play that. But yeah, I think that's really all that we've been up to this week, games wise, huh?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've just been achievement hunting, building
Yeah,
up your gamer
hardcore.
score.
Hardcore. I got 13
How much
days left
gamer
to get
score?
7,700 points, so
How
I'm
much
working
gamer
on
score have you earned so far?
it. 2,300.
Oh, Lord.
I need 7,700 yet. I'm
So for all
working
of
on
you
it.
that have 0+ gamer score this month, you need to step up your game.
Honestly, like I'm whooping all of you right now.
Oh my
I'm only
gosh.
halfway through the month.
We're only halfway
Not
through.
even.
Lord. Okay, well, I think that is all for our beautiful introduction. I think we have to throw it over to Michael and Jen for channel updates. Oh, wait. Oh, I
What?
just saw that we didn't hire anybody else. It's still us. Okay, yeah. Oh, we'll throw it over to us on the other side then. I guess that'll work.
I hate you.
Okay, we'll see you on the other side, everybody. Enjoy your mid music. welcome back, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed our beautiful musical interval that I spent $2 on. Back to channel updates. So this week we just have a little small selection of channel updates from both of us. If you want to start, Mr. Mini Penguin.
Yeah, so I started streaming more on Twitch. I really started to kind of put more time into streaming, and it went well. I got 2 raids, which they weren't very big raids, but I got a couple raids, which was it was nice because I had more people come over and watch. I gained a few followers over the last few days. I think I was at 18, and I think now I'm up to 21, I want to say.
Ooh.
I want to say that's correct. I have a feeling it's probably changed. Nope.
Possibly.
It is at 21, so I'm at 21 followers right now, which is it's getting there. I'm growing, so that's a plus side for me.
Strong start.
Yeah. I've started putting a little more time on trying to get stuff uploaded to YouTube. I've spent more time to go through and edit, and I'm still working on it. There's a lot to do with it. Editing is not easy, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. It's getting there, but I've started to upload a little bit more. I'm still working on trying to get it like 2 times a week, but obviously that doesn't always work out. So this week it might only be 1 time, which would have been, I think, Tuesday is when I uploaded. It was Monday or Tuesday, or maybe it was Sunday. I don't remember. Sometime this week, I got 1 video out, and that's all I've gotten out this week. But I've had a fairly busy week as well, so it's been tough, but I'm working on it. I'm debating whether or not to get Photoshop to work on starting to kind of brainstorm and create a new logo for the channel. I feel like I'm saying it wrong for some reason.
No, logo's good. You're correct.
I feel like I'm saying it wrong though, but I'm thinking I might start trying to brainstorm, kind of put stuff together, see what I can create, and see if I can't come up with something new.
There's a few free photo editors that are also pretty nice that work pretty well.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I kind of want to use Photoshop because I know how to use Photoshop. I took classes in high school.
Oh, okay.
I took graphic design in high school because I was like, this is a class that, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, and I didn't know a thing about it, and then ended up using Photoshop, and I kind of used it a little bit more. A year later too, and used that outside of like not having the class because it was only a semester long, so it was only half a year, so it wasn't long, but it was easy. I got to learn a bit about Photoshop, so I know how to use it pretty well.
Oh, that's nice.
So I think it'd be kind of cool because like I can also take and definitely custom create something a little more to my style rather than, because like I don't want to have just like a photo edit. I want to like full on create something.
Yeah.
And make it more unique to my style. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is important. I contend that is very important for your channel growth.
Yeah,
I do.
So I do want to work on that. I need to get on that. But I think I should probably start sketching out some ideas on pencil and paper before I move to a final project. So.
Oh yeah, that's always useful. I always try to do that with everything. You should see Raymond laughs, but I had a beautiful sketch for our tree, and I definitely would not have been able to make our tree anywhere near as nice as it was on Minecraft World Expansion if I didn't do that.
I have not actually seen it in person yet, so I'm gonna have to go.
Oh no, I mean the Christmas tree.
Oh, the Christmas tree. Oh yes.
Yeah, This tree, I actually went freelance on it, and I'm not gonna lie, it did actually turn out way better than I thought it was going to. I was
Yeah, seeing
putting,
the picture you put in the Discord, it does look pretty cool. I like
yeah,
it.
like I was putting a lot of doubts in myself, and then whenever I got it done, I was like, wow, this actually isn't trash. I'm probably just gonna leave this up.
I almost want to like make it go a little farther and try and like get some nether stars and put like beacons of light shining out of the water,
Oh
just
yeah.
shooting up in the sky, like give it that extra like touch. I think that would be really cool to try and do.
Oh, yeah, we could always read like eventually down the line if the shopping zone gets really populated and everything starts to get really big and everything, then down the line we can definitely, because I'm planning on always trying to keep that tree kind of the center of it. So down the line, obviously, if the whole city kind of like overscales the tree, then obviously we'll have to kind of rip down the tree and build a bigger one because we don't want the tree in the center of the city to be disproportionate to how big the city is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if we also have to think if we turn it into a city, um, I think having that small tree there to kind of stand out as just like that little life form would honestly be pretty cool.
Oh
It
yeah.
would make it. It would feel. I feel like it would make it feel more like New York in a term.
Oh yeah, how like Central Park is like way downscaled
Yeah,
compared to
how
like the
it's like
skyscrapers and
that's
everything.
like the only like major life form for like life area for a little while of like natural life and stuff like that, like trees and grass and everything. And but I mean, it is a big place, but I mean, I think it'd be something like that where it kind of stands out, like not in terms of size, but in terms of like, hey, here's a factory, here's a tree. So just something kind of to stand out a bit, something kind of cool.
Also, I made a hashtag for. I finally made a hashtag for Minecraft World Expansion.
Yeah, I saw
I was very proud of myself because I was like, "Why do we not have a hashtag?" I was like, "I'm gonna make a hashtag."
that. I'm gonna make a hashtag.
I forget what I made it.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I have to look. Okay. Anyway, put more channel updates from me. Let me check. I have to go back and look.
I think the only other thing I have is I'm planning on streaming some more games. That will definitely probably come out. Definitely this weekend. I think on Saturday, this January 16th, 2021, for those of you who watch this in the future and have missed it by now. January 16th, 2021. I think what I'm going to do is I want to stream Fallout 4 and go through that.
Oh.
That's the plan. It's not set in stone. I don't really have set in stone plans right now for what I'm gonna do what days, but I'm thinking Saturday I might do that. Because I think it'd be kind of cool to go through and it's something different. And I haven't played it. I've only ever watched videos on it, so I think it'd be kind of cool to play it.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
I
think
definitely agree.
and streaming it would be definitely really cool. So
I love Fallout 4. Like I've told you before that I love the Fallout series, but Fallout 4 got me into the Fallout series. And so I always give it a lot of love because I just love Fallout 4 so much. I don't know why,
I
but
think
it just was one of those games that just hit right.
I think the first ever Fallout game I ever played was Fallout Shelter on my phone. I
Oh,
think legitimately that was the first ever Fallout game I ever played.
Fallout
So
Shelter was like a spin-off from Fallout 4. No, I shouldn't say spin-off, but it came out in the same bracket of time as Fallout 4. So Fallout 4 is like given points for inspiring it, though obviously it might not be a direct inspiration.
I think it was. I think it definitely was because it's like you have this like console game, but like not everyone has consoles, and it's like
It is
sometimes you
available
want
on
to take
Xbox.
something on the go. So I think this was like, oh, they kind of came up with this, and I was like, hey, here's this cool like mobile thing we could do that people can do, and that mobile game has turned into spreading across like all the platforms. So it's kind of
I was
cool.
about to say it has lots of love.
It does, yeah, it really does.
I honestly, my favorite part is that it actually is on Xbox and stuff, which is so funny.
Yeah, My friend
Because
plays it
I
on
have
an
played
Xbox
it
all
and
the
it's not
time.
that bad. Honestly, I thought they would be kind of crappy with controls and stuff, but it isn't too bad. It isn't like the most like, oh my gosh, this is totally a console game kind of game. But it's like, oh, this wasn't too badly implemented, which I really enjoyed.
Mm.
But anyway, so channel updates back to the mainstream.
What
Back
are
to the
your channel
mainstream point.
updates?
Yeah, I got a B2 Gaming has been popping off. No. For this week, I just really had like Twitch streams are continuing. The schedule should be coming out soonish of when I want to start doing them consistently. Twitch has just been annoying on Xbox for me
Mm,
for some reason. I don't know if my Wi-Fi is honestly that unstable or if
I
Twitch just doesn't play nice with me. But my Twitch streams just hate me. Like you've seen it. They just do not enjoy me.
I have two things.
Okay.
First, let's not set up a schedule. First, like it's been 14 days since the start of the year. We're 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
Um, and like you're still pretty new to streaming on Twitch, so I think
That's
setting
why I
up a
kind of want to be
schedule
consistent.
is like really tough right now. Um,
Yeah.
especially if like for you, because like you have school,
Yeah.
and so like you never know, like stuff happens, and it's like there's a lot of like factors, and like we are very small channels at this point in time,
Oh
both
yeah, we're
on
little baby
Twitch
creators,
and YouTube, and like
especially
we
on
are
Twitch.
very very small.
Oh yeah.
We're tiny. We're very tiny. So to start a to start like setting a schedule now, I feel like is a little too early, personally,
Yeah.
just because we don't have set, like there's not a lot of set stuff, like and like obvious, and like for us it's like when you set a schedule a lot of times you have like, I don't know how Twitch exactly works with setting that, um
Yeah.
but I think when you set it, you I think you have to set a game with that, like
Well,
on
I
this
mean
day
just a
I'm gonna.
relative schedule. I don't mean like scheduling a full out, like using their scheduler. I just mean like being consistent and shooting for like a Tuesday stream and a Thursday stream.
Okay, well
Because
yeah,
they
that
do have like a proper schedule that's way more strict.
yeah, okay, so that's a little different. I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of what you were going for.
No, I wouldn't. I don't
um
want to do their scheduler yet because that can just be a little bit of a pain in the booty.
I personally, I honestly don't think I ever want to have a set schedule, just because it's like I want to be able to do things on my own terms. And it's
Yeah.
like if there's a day where say I'm not able to edit one day because um I don't know, I go to get a new dog.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's a lot of stuff with getting a new dog. And so I can't edit that day because I have to do that. And it's like, well, obviously all my attention is going to be focused on that new dog, and like that might affect later stuff. So like, you get where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I get what you're saying. Like it's just complicated, and you don't want to set yourself into something. You don't want to lie to the viewers. Like you don't want to tell them I'm going to do this every
Yeah.
Saturday and only do it occasionally.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Cuz
just follow
it's
through occasionally.
yeah, that's
No, I definitely get where you're coming from. 100%. I don't know. I just like with YouTube, I know that it's really useful for the algorithm because they obviously have a huge preference for having properly scheduled stuff. And for Twitch, it sounds like it's similar. Obviously, their algorithm, they don't have much of a very coherent algorithm. So it sounds like you can't really fully play to the algorithm. It's much more of a freelance area. And so obviously, the schedule isn't imperative to beating their algorithm because there really isn't one. But it sounds like just how the community interprets it is people are much more driven to watch you more consistently if they always know that you're going to be there on Tuesday or Wednesday. If they know that you're going to be there at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, like people just in the community prefer to know when you're going to be there so that they can enjoy your content. And so
Yeah.
that I think that's why I want to set like a relative schedule. Like just throw it out there that I want to try to do Tuesday and Thursday, and that I'll reach out and like kind of communicate that I'm doing that on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah. I
Because I
think with
already do that. Like if a video's late, I'll go on Twitter and be like, "Oh, sorry guys, I'm busy this week. It's been pretty rough or whatever."
yeah. I mean, personally, for me, it's like when I upload a video, I usually set it so it premieres. Most times, it's like the next day.
Yeah,
Sometimes it also depends on how late it takes before it actually gets fully uploaded or anything like that.
yeah,
So like usually, but it is also it's usually the next day.
yeah.
And I think for me, I always want to upload it around noon.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
like that's the thing too. It's just uploading at the same time can do a lot for schedules because at least everybody knows that they might not know what day you're going to upload or what day you'll be streaming. But if you always try to shoot to stream, like let's say you shoot to stream always at 1 o'clock, then at least people will know if they just check in real quick around 1 and you're not streaming, it's probably not going to be a streaming day. But if they check in around 1 and you're streaming, they're like, "Oh, today's streaming day."
Honestly, I should do that because usually when it comes to streams, it's usually just random. Like my
Yeah,
streams are usually random.
and
Like
that's okay. But
sometimes I'll stream at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll stream at 10 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'll
yeah,
stream at 9 o'clock at night. Like it's usually random. It's just like, do I feel like streaming right now? And it also
yeah,
depends on like the game because
oh yeah,
sometimes it's like I'll be playing Minecraft and it's like, oh, I'm gonna stream this. I got a perfect idea, and then I get
yeah,
to streaming it and it's like everything falls apart and I don't feel like streaming.
yeah,
It's just I'm not in the mood to do that, and it's like
and
because
that's
like things change.
understandable.
So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Not everybody, even Granny. My favorite thing about Granny is that she uses Twitch schedulers and everything, so she has very set in stone times of streaming and everything. But still, like she's a stream at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, and she does this consistently, which is so funny. She has a stream. I don't know when it actually is, but let's say it's 3 o'clock on Tuesday. Like she has the stream every single week, but you never actually catch her on Twitch at 3 o'clock. It's like 3:05, and then you see her stream go live, and she goes, "Okay, so I'm a little late today. I'm late to my job. I'm sorry." Like it's always the same thing, and it's so funny.
I wonder if it's because like setting up a stream can definitely be difficult.
No tea, no shade, but
Um,
it's 100% procrastination. Like I could
yeah,
just tell by how she is that it's 100% like 2 o'clock she's doing nothing, two
but
thirty
it's
she's
also
just sitting
like
there like thinking, and then
she's
3 o'clock she
also
like looks at the clock and she's like, "I had a stream."
but Granny also takes extra time to do like costume design, like setup and like
Oh yeah, she has a lot
like
of other stuff going on.
because there's also like when it comes to it like a lot of times some people will like they'll set like streams where it's like, oh, I'm gonna stream at 3:30 and they
Yeah.
won't be on until like 3 they won't be start until 3:45. Well, sometimes people take an extra 10-15 minutes just to make sure everything is right. Like a lot of times it's like, well, if the mic isn't set up properly, well, that can take quite a bit of time just to reset it up and calibrate it. And so people they'll go through and recalibrate, making sure everything is working properly before they stream.
Oh yeah, and and that's the thing. I do understand that. And also I don't throw any shade on her cuz it's funny. But that's just one of those things. Like that's why I
Got to
said
make
that was
content
because like
somehow.
yes. And that's the thing is like with her, that's just kind of her vibe. Like we all know that she could be there early if she wanted to, but sometimes she just either is procrastinating or sometimes there's actually real stuff that kind of distracted her or Twitch is just being a butt. But one way or another, she was always like 5 minutes late, which is hilarious. But to be fair, on the flip side, there are some streamers that like if they have a stream at 3 o'clock, they'll be on at three or yeah. If they have a stream at 3 o'clock, they'll be on at 2:45, so that they have 15 minutes to get everything ready, make sure everything's running good. Like, there's punctual streamers, there's late streamers, but I don't really think that decides success. It just goes to show you that people of all kinds of different kind of insertions can stream. You don't
Yeah.
have to be super punctual, and you also don't have to worry about having some of your ADHD or procrastination come up. Like, everybody has their own mistakes, everybody has their flaws, but at the end of the day, as long as people know that you're making an honest effort, that's what they truly care about.
Yeah, I can. That's definitely it.
So that's like the big thing. It's just, even reaching out and trying to be consistent is important, even if it doesn't always 100% go smoothly or you can't
Yeah.
always follow through. It's just the point that you're putting in the work, you're putting in the attempt, and you're showing them that you are trying your best. I think
Yeah.
that's like most imperative.
Right.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Other thing. I just had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you said you were having issues with Twitch. I wonder if that doesn't have to do with you are streaming from a newer console. So not all the bugs with stuff like streaming have been worked out yet. So Twitch will crash on you because of stuff like that, and it'll happen
Oh, yeah.
without
And I
like you
did think
wanting
about
it
that
to.
because at one point I did go onto the beta. Like, I went on to, because I'm on the Xbox Ambassador program, so I have access to like the alpha skip ahead and all that. And so I did go onto the beta for a few days just to see how it is. And I will say, it could be totally random. It could just have been luck. But whenever I was on the beta for those 3 days, I did one stream that had no problems, and I played Call of Duty without any crashes. And I didn't play them relentlessly. So, if I would have kept playing Call of Duty for a whole day whenever I was on the beta, maybe it would have crashed. But it was a little suspicious that I had a lot less problems when I was on a beta build that likely had a lot of fixes and adjustments.
Yeah.
So I do think that it's probably on a little bit of everybody. Probably Twitch could be optimizing their app a little bit better. Probably Microsoft could have a few more bugs in the pipeline a little bit faster and be fixing them a little bit quicker. But at the end of the day, I just hope that I can stream Twitch before the end of the year.
Which you definitely will, honestly.
Yeah. So I know that it will be fixed up, but it is slightly annoying sometimes. I have to juggle around a little bit.
It happens.
Oh yeah, but I'm doing my best. I still push out content, and I still somehow figure out how to not get triggered at Twitch when I have to restart my stream 3 times.
Uh,
I follow through. I'm a consistent man. I think all the and then just I'm still working on that new State of Decay series. I'm still kicking up ideas for that, so that will be exciting whenever I can announce a date for the first release of that and release the first stream for that. And finally, I am and finally I'm planning on tailoring a little bit towards having some more mixed videos, like gaming reviews and other stuff like that. It will all be gaming related, but I think I'm going to push towards having more gaming diversity in my content a little bit. Not totally, like I'm always going to play games and do stuff like that, but I think I'll throw in a few reviews occasionally and a few commentaries and stuff like that. I think that would be really interesting for me. And of course, I'm still working on the world expansion storyline and seeing how we can evolve that series, which I'm super excited for. Because by the end of 2021, I want world expansion to really have some meat on it. I want some storyline. I want some evolution. I want more consistent player base on it. I just want to like push that forward.
yeah, that would be really cool.
So I'm still working on that. Obviously, I'm powering through. I have help from you because I can at least always rely on you to be on the server once a week or so.
I try, honestly, I really do.
So you gotta.
It's not always the easiest, but I do try.
Yeah, and I was about to say it's just about like I at least know that at the end of the day, me and you will be on the server at least once a week, so I can build up from there. Start small and grow big.
Yeah.
So that's nice. But I hope by the end of the year, all of the players on Minecraft World Expansion at least go on the server once a week. That's my ultimate plan, is that we have enough content and enough stuff going on that everybody at least logs in once a week, because that would be really nice.
I wish we could get more of the guys to come on and
Yeah.
come play more, because it's fun when we have everybody on and playing, or if we have a few people, and because it's fun to see everybody's areas and bases
Oh yeah, the week
really
everybody
grow and
joined was so fun
expand.
because we had that.
So I think
Yeah.
next season, um, I don't want to have to, but we might have to cut people to put more people on that are actually going to put more effort into it, because like I've seen a few people where they get online or they get on Minecraft but they don't go on the world, even if it's just 10 minutes to just check up, or like even do like a little sculpture, just like 10 minutes. They just nobody does it, and it's really sad, because it's like it makes me wonder who if it's worth keeping some people on. And I don't
Oh
want to
yeah, and
have to get rid
that's
of people, but at the same time, it's like we need people that are gonna really participate and play more.
oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like obviously that'll be our last resort. I'm hoping that well, I know that before we do anything more extreme like that, we will exhaust all of our options to really pull people in. But that is like the end goal is, I've handpicked everybody on the server. Like we handpicked it as pretty much a semi team. So everybody on there I know are good creators and can be consistent. So it's more just a question of how do we make sure that everybody can be as consistent as us.
Well, everybody but one.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like it's a back and forth of like we have to put in some work because obviously we are kind of like the server heads. And so it's important for us to always put stuff in the game that pulls people in. But at the same
Feel
time, we can't do all the work because people still have to have the initiative to come on and both interact with that stuff and build their own area and continue to evolve the world in their own way as well. So I think it's important for us to try to find that balancing act because if we do all the work, then it's kind of unfair for us because we never get to do anything personal. We're always just trying to pull people onto the server. But if all of our server mates do all the work, then it's like, okay, we're kind of like getting off easy and stuff. And so I think it's important for us to find that balancing act.
yeah. I think honestly we need to build or do something to really like have people like pull people back to wanting to play. So like
Yeah, and I think that'll be our
maybe we
next
need
big
to build some
project.
mini games or something fun to get them to
Yeah.
come back.
And just video content, like the Hermits do that a lot just to keep the server kind of rotating. They'll build some kind of mini game that you're only supposed to record on. And so it forces them that if they want to have fun and play the mini game, they also have to record content. And it's like if they're already going to record content, then why not just stay on the server and make a whole episode out of it?
Yeah.
And so we probably have to play that tricky game a little bit too.
We'll see what we
Of,
can do.
oh yeah, and that's all. We'll obviously announce whenever we get to that, and I'm sure that'll be our next big project together. Probably will
Yeah, we'll
be.
have to build something like that in the district somewhere.
Oh yeah, we might be able to build it on the other side of the fountain to also start off that transition to fully
Yeah,
spread
I think
around
it'll
it.
be good because like I built all my stuff in one area, so I need to really start expanding.
Yeah,
I kind
I
of
have to do
have
that
with my
too.
tunnel system, but at the same time, like it'd be good to do a bit more too.
And we have to strip down a shop that we don't lack very much, and we have mutually agreed needs to be cleared out from the
Yeah.
district.
So wait, if you're the mayor, does that
Yeah.
make me a sit like the like what's
Well, I'm
under a
not the
mayor?
mayor yet because I decided to make it an official election to see if that will draw anybody in.
We should have an election board.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Like I already announced in the chat that I'm running for mayor, so I'm gonna start advertising in the game, and then like I'm gonna list off like the duties and the privileges of the mayor and stuff, and so we'll see how that goes. But I am officially running for mayor. I have announced my candidacy on the server.
Would you hate me if I ran against you?
No, competition is good. I think whoever we'll see how we do it. For now, my plan is just the mayor, and then we'll have some sub offices that the mayor will pick, and then everybody else just has to kind of conform to the mayor and his sub offices.
I think
But
what we need to do is we need to kind of brainstorm and build a like an
a
actual
political
like
system.
city hall kind of
Yeah.
thing. We need to do that
Oh,
together.
that was going to be one of the things. Is I either was going to put City Hall on the mayor, or because that obviously is kind of crappy because you don't want to have to build a City Hall if you win. I was going to build a City Hall and be like, if you're mayor, you have access to the City Hall. You get these certain resources that will leave in the City Hall, and you get to make the rules of the shopping zone, obviously.
I think with City Hall, we should do kind of like what Hermitcraft does, where um, when you pay for a shop, your diamond goes in there, just to
Yeah.
have it like this is the City Hall vault, and be
Yeah.
kind of cool to have.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. And we could probably even we could have fun with it because we could build a little vault and then we could make like a submission board. So like you put your diamond block into the board with your note of your shop, and then somebody takes that diamond block and brings it back to like the quote unquote secret vault in City Hall or whatever.
Yeah,
We could have a whole fun thing with it. It's fun, and like I said, it will be fun because I'm gonna try to build in some fail safes so that nobody goes all dictator on us. I'm gonna kind of build like a U.S. Constitution to make sure that nobody goes like
uh,
power hungry. But it'll be fun, and maybe we could even have like we have mayor and then the mayor's advisor, and the mayor is decided by whoever's the popular vote, and then the mayor's advisor is decided by whoever got the second most votes.
I feel like what we should do is kind of something like I'm gonna reference Hermitcraft a lot here. Um,
Well, they
but I
have a
like what
similar
they do
system,
where
honestly.
they vote for a mayor and he really doesn't like it doesn't change anything on the server.
And see,
And
that's why I kind of want to do something a little different, though, is because first I don't want to be Hermitcraft 2.0 or the Dream SMP 2.0,
yeah,
and
true.
and so I do want to do something different. And I feel like even though it might be a little annoying if the wrong person gets elected, it will also be really fun to give the mayor a bit of power. And like I said, I don't want to make them into a dictator, but I want to make it have a good substantial level of power so that people are intrigued at running, and so that keeps people on the server for at least the election and the week leading up to the election.
I feel like we should come up with a different title than mayor. Then we'll have to
Well, because
brainstorm
they're
that a
mayor of the
bit.
shopping zone, and like the shopping zone is the largest city
Yeah, I know.
in our
But
world.
I think we could probably come up with a better title. We'll have to do that. Do a bit of brainstorming there
Oh yeah,
later on. So
but for now, I'll refer to them as mayor, and in the future, we might be able to brainstorm either a new title or just a hierarchy.
yeah,
Because that's another thing that we do have to think about is power trips. Like, obviously, if there's only one leader in the whole world, they become like ruler of the world instead of just a mayor. And so I would like to build a kind of hierarchy as well to put the mayor in kind of like his own box.
yeah, true.
It's interesting. But I think that's all we really have for channel updates this week. Just some.
I have a little something.
Oh, okay.
So
Like you always, you always peek something in.
I do, but this is gonna be interesting. So this is gonna be more related
You're
to
gonna murder
YouTube,
somebody? Oh, okay.
huh?
Sorry.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
So I
I
have
was wondering.
talked to you about this, and you already know.
Oh, I
But
do.
for those of you who are listening,
Oh.
I'm gonna start throughout these weekly podcasts. I'm gonna start throwing out some hints on maybe a possible upcoming video. And I think it'd
Oh.
probably be uploaded in March because I'd have to take the time to like edit stuff together.
I don't know why, but I'm not recalling what you're talking about yet.
So the first hint, well, I guess it's not
Wait,
really
send
going to
it
be
in
a
our
hint,
chat.
but it's more like a clue or like hey, something's happening. So so the first like
Send it in our Discord chat because
I
now I want
guess
to know.
lead on. Well, you'll know as soon as I say it.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been talking to you about it for a while. Um, but the first like I guess I don't know what do I call it, like a hint. It's not like a hint
Yeah,
because
hinty.
but like it's like they're not guessing for it though. Um,
Well, they might be. You don't know. Maybe they're trying to guess what
eh,
it's going to be.
but in March, I am taking a trip. And that's all I'm going to leave for this episode.
I
Yeah, now you
remember.
got it. Yeah, I was going to say, like,
Oh,
you do know.
see, this is kind of a hint because it's like leading them to the path.
It is, I guess. So each week I will try and come up with a new kind of like thing until like the week before my trip. So I think the week before my trip, if people haven't guessed it, I will then tell them anyways. I see you putting that in the
I gotta
notes.
include it in the show notes so that we remember.
But it will be something. I will record it. I will record my trip and everything. So it'll be, yeah. I'm taking a trip in March, which
You
is
know,
2 months away. So I will
ooh.
give another hint next weekend or next
Have you
week, I
seen our
should say.
show notes yet? Did you see the new tab that I created?
At the bottom.
No. Oh, actually, I can't remember. Oh, we'll talk about it after the show a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that's all we have for channel updates this week.
I
Is
think
that
so.
correct?
Yeah.
Your final big hint.
I love sneaking stuff in. It's fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy the little musical $2 transition again, and we'll see you on the other side for big news of this week. And we got a lot of fun stories that that Trevor is already quaking in his chair over. Okay, see you guys on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome back from the little break. Trevor, are you still alive over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still there. Okay, guys, so little break.
Yeah.
Guys,
Okay.
now we got some fun gaming news. And to start out, I have just a little dibby for all of you. It is first news story. The latest controller now available for pre-order from Xbox. It's a beautiful red, kind of, yeah, I would say it's a pretty vibrant, colorful controller. I linked an article down below from Mashable by Dylan Haas,
I love
and
I
he
love the look of this.
and he just lists off the best places to buy it. All the little facts about it that you need, like it takes double A's and all stuff like that, and just a little review of the controller and everything. So that article should help you out to hunt it down.
I'll stick with my rechargeables.
I know. I just finally put a rechargeable in my controller because I forgot that like they work universally. Like the Xbox rechargeable packs, like the official ones, they work universally, and I don't know why I forgot that. So I had like an extra one that I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy a new one for this new controller. No, I don't. I could just use my extra one. So I plugged it in today, and now it's finally rechargeable. I went through like 6 sets of double A's before I remembered that I had that.
Yeah, my brother stole the controller that came with my console, and so
No.
it's like I finally went out and bought a new one as like a self like Christmas gift, and I was like, okay, well now I have two controllers. So I was like, okay, well now I need a dual charging system, so it's like if one dies, throw it on, grab the other one.
Yeah.
And I can tell they have it updated because it's got an Xbox Series X controller on it, and it even says it's designed for Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So it's like
Oh, I love
anything
those
from
ones.
the first Xbox One to the Series X now it just works for, which is pretty nice. Until they
Oh yeah.
change their controllers in like 5 years, and then we have to get all new ones
That's one
because it's
fun thing I
bound to
did
happen.
learn. The designed by Xbox logo certifies that whatever consoles are listed on there, the Microsoft team actually received those parts for that hardware. They actually like quality checked them and made sure that the company has good enough quality check to keep up with them. and like approve that. I did learn that. So it's not just like a worthless sticker. If it says designed by Xbox, it actually was like tested by the Xbox team, which I think is really cool.
Oh, imagine that. This one says designed for Xbox, but the entire box is green.
Well, I know designed for Xbox is the same thing.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it has
Yeah,
it says it's like by Microsoft in the bottom of the box, so.
yeah, it's designed for Xbox, designed by Xbox,
But like, I like
and
this one.
sometimes I think it can also say like accessory associated with Xbox or something weird.
I mean,
For
it was
some
kind of cool to
countries.
get this because it's like I got it, and I think it came with what was it? It has 4 like of the backs, so like
Yeah.
that kind of lock it in the battery in place. So it came with like 4 of those and 2 chargers, and it's like I don't know why I need 4 of them,
Just in
but
case.
backups, I guess. Like if
Yeah.
anything, if I'm gonna need a backup, I'd probably need like a backup like battery, but I guess a back works too.
A backup battery is kind of expensive.
Yeah, that's true, but then you could always up the price with it then too and make more money off of it.
Yeah. Not everybody's lucrative.
Yep.
But but next, this is a big one from a new studio that just joined the Microsoft team, which I just learned the other day that they haven't fully integrated yet, which is why we don't have all their games on Game Pass yet. So I'm
Well, yeah,
excited to see that
they
too.
just came in like what, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Like they haven't been
Yeah.
together very long, so
Oh yeah.
gotta give
But
them time.
yeah. But Bethesda announced that Indiana Jones, they're developing a new Indiana Jones game, and an article from InDev by Thomas Frenzy goes in depth about where he thinks the release date's going to lie. The official trailer they released, which, by the way, I watched it, it's only a few seconds long. So it's obviously not a gameplay trailer or anything. So I'm guessing that this is pretty fresh into development. And some conversation around Xbox exclusivity. So this might be the first Bethesda game that we start to see Xbox pulling in exclusive Bethesda games, which is interesting.
Hmm.
I'm kind of excited about that. How do you think how do you think that's going to change up the space? Like if the next Fallout isn't on PlayStation, or the next even like Doom Eternal is only for PC and Xbox, no PlayStation.
Well, I don't know if that'll happen, but I think it's just like a whole partnering thing. Like I think it's still gonna come out for those consoles, but like they're not gonna have the exact same like access to the game that we have. So I
Yeah,
don't think it'll change too much because if they didn't make it for PlayStation, like they would lose so much money for that, and a lot of people would get really upset by that and quit playing a lot of their games. So
yeah. Well, though, I want to see what the execs at Xbox do though, because they spent a lot of money to buy Bethesda. That was their biggest deal yet at $7.5 billion.
oh wow,
So like that's the thing is like now that Xbox owns Bethesda, Bethesda's success is obviously equivalent to how well Game Studios is doing now that they're an official Xbox Game Studios. So you do have to wonder how it is because it's the same with like Forza. Forza isn't on PlayStation, but they still are one of the biggest Xbox Game Studios in revenue.
hmm.
So obviously, I don't think you inherently need to be on every platform to be successful. Obviously, I'm sure.
I did not know Forza was not on PlayStation.
Yeah, Xbox owns the studio that makes Forza. They bought
Hmm.
it just like a year ago. But I think Forza was always an exclusive. They just finally bought them because they were like, okay, the only game they make is an exclusive game, so we practically own them already.
Yeah.
But yeah, they totally purchased out ZeniMax, so they got all of Bethesda, all of the people who make Doom, Rage, Wolfenstein, The Elder Scrolls. They got every one of those studios in the deal.
Dope.
Which, just staying on subject, it will be kind of weird that, and there are some games like this, to be fair, like Ori and the Will of the Wisp is on Nintendo, and that studio is owned by Xbox. So whenever you launch it on Nintendo, the first startup screen you see is like Xbox Game Studios, and then you see that studio, and then you get to the front of the game. So to be fair, there is some like weird moments like that where like that studio is owned by Xbox, but on other consoles you still kind of see that launch screen where it's like Xbox Studios. And so they're probably staring at that like, oh.
Well, I don't have a Switch, so I wouldn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, so there's a weird one. I'm excited to see what happens with that, though. Because like you said, there can be a chunk of revenue lost from not releasing on multiple consoles. But also, it will make Xbox more enticing if you can only get Doom either there on or on PC. And Xbox kind of wins either way, because if you're on PC, you're probably just going to get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and just unlock all those games through Game Pass Ultimate for PC. Or you're going to switch over to Xbox and then you'll do the same thing, just Xbox Game Pass instead of PC Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they can do that, but...
And that's the other thing, is also like not harboring it just to Xbox, making it more that PC players still win, then Xbox players win a little bit extra, and really the only consoles that kind of lose out are PlayStation and Nintendo.
True.
I don't know, I'm excited to see. And also, this is the opening of Lucasfilm, so like Lucasfilms was licensed out pretty much every one of their IPs to the one studio. What is it? Oh, EA. And now they have a game coming out from, I forget what other game studio it is, but they have a new open world Star Wars game coming from a separate studio, and they licensed out the Indiana Jones title for this game from Bethesda. So now I'm excited to see what happens with Lucasfilms. What were you going to say?
No, that was pretty much it. Like, that's kind of cool.
No, I'm excited. I can't wait to see an open world. I'm intrigued to see an open world Star Wars game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Do we actually have that on our news stories? I totally forgot about that.
I don't think so.
Interesting. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited to see what happens with that. And then we have, this was just an article for Food for Thought. I had just one of the articles had the video on it. It just scared me. It was PS5 and Steam features that we went on the Series X and S from Windows Central from Myles Dompier. My gosh, hi, I'm glitching out. I just wanted to include this article because Windows Central has been really bashing Xbox, which isn't super fun. But also, this is like the second article from one of their editors about features that they want. And I will say some of the features that they are listing are pretty legitimate. And it's pretty useful to like see what could possibly be coming, and also to just get the word around about things that we all want to support and see on the console. So I'm not going to go through like painstakingly every single thing he lists, but I just wanted to include it down there so that if you want to check it out, you can go into show notes and check it out. They just have stuff like screen sharing so that you could play in a big house with multiple people, and like you could be playing the game on one TV and then just streaming it over to another TV so that your family can enjoy. Revamped Xbox achievements, because the achievement system is nice, but Steam's achievements are a little bit more consistent and a little bit more in depth about like showing you the ways to unlock them and stuff, which is nice. And then just a few other things, just a few minor features that Steam still uses. They did praise Play Anywhere, because that's really cool that you can play between your Xbox and PC on the same save. But that's about it for stuff that they praise. They just kind of poke a little bit at different things. That was, who wrote that? Oh yeah, Myles Dompier. Yeah, he's interesting. He doesn't write many news stories in the gaming sphere, at least as critical and acclaimed as this one. So I was surprised to see him publish that, but I hope that I see more from him because this was interesting. Then next on the list, I was excited about this one. So we all know the big OtterBox boys. The cases that make your phone actual tanks. And they just
more like
revealed,
tank proof.
Yeah, seriously. And they just revealed in a news story from News Weekly, which is such a funny name, by Philip's Marquise Martins. Phillip M. OtterBox reveals new accessories for Xbox and mobile gamers. So OtterBox brought out a series for the newest iPhone, and I think they included. Yeah, for now it seems like it's just the latest iPhone, but obviously this is opening it up for other phones down the line, I'm sure, because they make cases for a lot of phones. But they released like a whole new grip series for iPhones to like attach it to actual Xbox controllers, and a really nice case that cools your phone a little bit more with just the material that it uses. And they have a little case for your actual Xbox controller to make it a little more grippy, and a little carry along case that looks like it's made out of leather, which is really nice. And it just is like perfectly outlined and super well cut out for the newest Xbox controller, and I'm sure the last gen Xbox controller, because they're like millimeters from the identical size.
I'm pretty sure the controllers are the exact same size. The only difference is that share button in the middle.
No, they did shrink them, which was weird. They mentioned that they literally trimmed off like the bottom bezel and the top bezel by like millimeters, which was like such an odd, like minor thing to mention and do. And everybody even mentioned that you can tell the difference if you put them right beside each other. But if you let one down for a day, you would never be able to tell which one was which.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
So it's so dumb that they would. I don't know why companies do that. Companies will be like, "Oh, we're just gonna remove a little millimeter on the bottom," and it's like, okay, so you're removing so much that we can barely notice, which will make you like refurbish your entire manufacturing yield just for that millimeter, and then it has no like noticeable effect. Like it seems pointless. It seems like kind of a waste of money. But
it
they said
is
it
what
was
it
nicer.
is.
Yeah, they said it was nicer for people with smaller hands. So if you have smaller hands out there, I hope it helped.
Hopefully.
Yes. Next, we have just a little story. The UK urges schools to use their PlayStations or Xboxes to learn. This is from Gamerbyte by Richard B. I'm being careful about these last names because they're complicated.
This one looks like it's set as Breslin.
Breslin. Yeah.
It's definitely not like. Oh, I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, like Breslin, something like that. Richard B. The UK's schools are urging parents and their children to use PlayStations and Xbox consoles to learn from home during lockdown. The UK is currently in its third full lockdown in an attempt to hopefully stop spread the COVID-19 virus. Many schools across the country have closed as a result. So he just goes on to mention that they have been having a lot of trouble with online learning. They've been doing a lot of different stuff with PCs and laptops, sending actual physical work home, doing like alternating visits to like control the population, and all kinds of crazy stuff to try to get around it. And obviously, none of it has been working very well. And so now they've been starting to rely on education games like Minecraft Education Edition and other stuff like that to help them both involve their kids in the learning lesson by not making them get on Zoom video call and just get on Zoom voice and then join a world in Minecraft Education Edition and just teaching it that way, just so that the kids have some tactility to their teaching environment. And they said that in the future they hope to see more education games get developed, and they hope that the Xbox and PlayStation can be used as like very legitimate learning tools.
I do like that Minecraft does have an education edition. I think that it definitely is unique to see something new, like something different in the game. Because
Oh
it's
yeah.
like that's like one of the I think that's like the one game that I've ever seen an education edition built into the game. So it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think I've ever seen that before, honestly, aside from Minecraft. Now that you like mention it, I legitimately have like never heard a game do that before. I think that I think that this is really useful because there are some visual learners out there. I think it's a fairly decent quantity of the population, because I think all the learning styles have about a fourth or fifth split of the population. And so for them, I'm sure the fact, even though you're like using a mouse and keyboard, the fact that like as you're sitting there, your vision is moving a little bit because obviously your mouse is never like perfectly still if your hand is on it. So I assume that the fact that like there's a little bit of movement, there's a little bit of sway, like there's also this tactility that your teacher is probably actually moving. All your friends might be moving or jumping or crouching. Like I feel like having that interaction, even though it's not physical, but it's very like involved because it's not the same as staring at people's faces on a flat screen. It's just much more 3D and absorbing. I feel like that honestly probably does help a lot of kids, and that's probably why they've been using it so heavily.
Yeah, I could see that honestly.
Because I know for me, like I know that it's never gonna happen, but do you know
Eh,
how much faster I would hop on my college professor my college professor Zooms if I knew that I was also logging into a world and I get to see my college professor as a Minecraft character?
God, that'd be so funny.
I like honestly for me it wouldn't even be funny. I would actually probably be like slightly more engaged. Like I feel like that would just be so enjoyable.
It'd be way more fun.
Because I just get so absorbed in like you've seen me. I'll be streaming Minecraft or whatever, and I'll create little living rooms in some of my Minecraft houses just because sometimes I like to log in and just sit down in the living room and like become enthralled by Minecraft. And so like some kids are legitimately similar to me and they legitimately get absorbed by games. And so having something like that where you can be absorbed in the game and then you're absorbed into school, it like turns school from like a 3 to a 7, which can be all the difference between them making straight C's and straight A's.
You're generous giving school a 3 there. Let's be real. It's school's like a 1.
I'm being generous. Some kids do
You're being
enjoy it
generous
a
right
little
now.
bit. Some kids enjoy it a little bit.
I enjoy certain subjects. Like the only thing I really loved about school was I got to go and hang out with friends, and I got to go into um like some subjects that I really enjoyed, like art and everything. Like I really enjoyed that, but it was kind of upsetting because like we were supposed to do like some really fun projects this year or last year for art, and we never got to them because COVID hit. So
Oh yeah.
because we
And
were supposed to do this like giant ink thing on a foam board, and it was gonna look so cool. I had like an idea picked out and everything. Oh, I've been
aw.
sick. So upset I didn't get to it.
And another thing I almost forgot is they do mention that like one of the reasons that they're also encouraging is they are using a lot of games like that, which is really awesome. But also every Xbox, both the Xbox and PlayStation, the Xbox One and Series X, and the PlayStation 4 and 5, they all have web browsers on them. And so if you are a home where maybe your mom and dad are both working from home and they're using the computers and you guys mainly only have like two computers in your house or something like that, if you need to attend a Zoom call or something and all the computers are taken up, it's very like it's a legitimate option to use your PlayStation or Xbox web browser to log into the Zoom class
Yeah.
or do your work. Especially because I think PlayStation, I know Xbox supports keyboard and mouse. If you plug in a keyboard and mouse,
Yeah,
you
I
can use
know.
it on
I
Xbox.
have. I've done that before.
And so, like, obviously for kids, that's really nice because that makes it easier. And I think PlayStation does too.
I think they do, but
Yeah,
I
I'm like
think more
50%
people
sure.
use keyboard and mouse on PlayStation than they do on Xbox. I've definitely run into
Possibly.
that. A lot on
Yeah.
Call of Duty actually. A lot of PlayStation players are using like keyboard and mouse. So I know a lot more PlayStation users use that.
Yeah. But so the main point is just, that makes it worlds easier for kids to control it then because then they don't have to use like the Xbox keyboard or the Xbox controller to go through their web browser. They can just point and click and actually type. And so like the Xbox can very legitimately be used as a learning tool in that way. And that's like really awesome and useful for households that can't afford 6 computers, or if you have 3 or 4 computers, but you have 5 people and they all need access to a computer. If you also have an Xbox for the family, that fifth person can use the Xbox.
Yeah.
And so that's really nice. And I'm really excited that they're taking advantage of consoles and showing you that consoles are mainly an investment for gaming and having fun, but they can be used for serious work and serious school and, everything.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I was really happy to see that, and I really hope that more kids in the UK can use that idea, attend school, and maybe just being on your Xbox will make it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, a bit of more of a distraction from the boring stuff.
Oh yeah. Next, we have a little bit of a whoopsie by Xbox. Microsoft Xbox Drift controller cases should be decided out of court. Comment. That's a comment from Xbox. This was from ScreenRant by Wong. This was just I heard about this like literally six or 7 months ago, like mid COVID. And it was just there was a guy that bought like 3 Elite controllers, and each one of them had drift problems. And so finally he like requested help from Xbox, and they were pretty pass on and just like totally nonchalant about it to him, just like calling him dumb or other stuff like that. Because I remember he did say the needle that broke the camel's back for him was one service agent told him that it was like they told him that they couldn't do anything and that it might just be him being dumb. And after that, he established this court case. And so it was just all about. I guess it's a widely known thing that it's in a very similar vein to what happened to Nintendo with their drift, where a large quantity of controllers coming out of Microsoft just randomly would have very slight drift on the left or right stick, just causing like misclicks, and the characters would just keep walking even if you weren't holding it down until you engaged it again, and all kinds of weird stuff like that. And so after, supposedly 6 months or so of suing them, oh, it was in April. So after quite a few months of suing them, in October, Microsoft finally requested it to be settled outside of court. And so they did say the guy got a new Elite controller that was verified to not have any drift in the controller. And Microsoft pledged that all their newest controllers and their controllers for their newest Xboxes should be totally absent of this problem. And I was actually kind of, I don't know if the mad is the right word, just disappointed to see this, only because Nintendo got hit really, really hard for their drift problem. They were fined like a very large quantity of money. I can't remember if it was in the millions or billions, but it was enough to make a dent in their revenue. And so it just seems kind of double standarded for them to not be able to settle it out of court, but Xbox could.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So I was happy. I was happy to see at least that guy finally got a working controller, and I was happy to see that they at least pledged that none of their controllers would have the same problem, and so at least they have acknowledged it and said that they took steps to fix it. I'm not really sure if they have. I haven't seen any problems since that court case was closed, but I'm assuming that hopefully they figured all their jazz out.
It's always a hopefully.
Oh yeah. Next, when is Rust coming to the Xbox Series X? TLDR by Austin King. We actually had this article last week, but he made some edits to it. They moved the time clock up a little bit, and they are thinking that it will release in 2021 because they said 2021 was looking pretty sketchy the last time that we read out the article. But this time they said 2021 is looking pretty good, and then they just mentioned that like Twitch Rust has been slowly climbing up on the Twitch charts lately because of some of the news coming out about them releasing. And Rust has come out and said that they'll still be supporting the Xbox One, and they'll be expanding that support to the Series X with a custom version. So I was excited to see that. That's always happy and exciting.
Dude, I can't wait to play Rust on the Xbox.
I know. I think it would be really awesome. Then we have Blooper Team debuts live action trailer for the medium Xbox Wire by Will Tuttle. So this is actually directly from Xbox because they have their own like newsletter called the Xbox Wire. This was the Xbox Wire editor in chief, which is, pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But they were showing off a live action version of the medium, and I was super excited to see this. I think is it already out? I think it's already out. When does it release? Yeah, I think it already is out now, so I actually do have to go play that eventually. Um, but they were just showing off a live action trailer of just
Oh! I have
some.
it. I have the answer to your question.
Okay.
The medium is now available for pre-order and will launch January 28th for Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Steam, the Microsoft Store, and will also be available on day one with Gold or with Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, okay. So that's awesome.
On that website, if you just kind of scroll down, there's another YouTube video for like a official 14-minute gameplay, and then it just says right below that. So it is just a little bit
Oh,
farther down the page.
oh, awesome. But yeah, so that's coming out. Well, I'm surprised they're releasing it. Xbox has been so big. Xbox actually did a world release this year for the Series X and S, which is the first time that a console manufacturer has done that. And it went really well, I heard. And I don't know why, but they've been doing this a lot. And I think it's just because it's an industry standard kind of now. But they've been world releasing a lot, and I kind of love it.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. But yeah, so the medium is super exciting. They have a beautiful live action trailer. If you want to see it, you can check out the news story below. And it's just pretty exciting. It's a pretty big game. It's a to show off the new storage system that they're using in the game. There's a mechanic where you can switch between the real world and the ghost world on demand. And so that just shows off how fast the new storage is because that was never possible on the older hardware. So they do have like a tiered version for the Xbox. And so I believe it's a custom version with a whole setup to make it run. But on the Series X, it was like just one click and it was able to do all the features that they needed. Where on the Xbox One, they had to reinvent the whole engine and all this crazy stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty exciting game. It's horror focused, which is kind of fun and also kind of weird to release it in January instead of October or something. But also like
Yeah.
the consoles weren't out. But
Yeah. I've there's a lot of horror stuff that comes out throughout the year that isn't in October. It's just you see it mainly big around the time of October. It's like this game will come out and like people will play it and there'll be gameplay of it, but there won't be a lot of it until like October. October is when you're gonna see most of it because it's a horror
yeah.
month. So, but like it'll be a popular game. It just you won't see as much gameplay of it until October.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that. It sounds like a pretty good game so far. There's been no tea, no shade, no problems. And so it sounds like this game might be straight up just good game, no problems, no stress, no setbacks. So, cross your fingers, hope that we get an easy one out here. But yeah. And the live action trailer was really cool, so I definitely suggest to give it a little look. And finally, we have the one that you're big on.
No, obviously this one's.
um,
So I
this
guess should I just talk about this because there's quite a lot to talk about with this. So
Yeah, you can go ham on this one. I think I'm gonna look up. I think there's two news stories that we missed, so I'm gonna look those up while
is
you
there?
talk away.
Ooh, all right. So this last story will be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and it actually has Call of Duty Warzone mixed into it. So they're calling like right now it begins January 14th, which is obviously already passed based off the fact of when this was uploaded. But it is Season 1 Reloaded is what they're calling it. There's an all-new zombies map coming out called Firebase Z, February 4th. I don't remember what all we talked about last time, or before, earlier, but
That's
Firebase
okay. Just
Z,
go for a full summary.
yeah. So Firebase Z is releasing February 4th, which is a new zombies map for Call of Duty. I see you're adding. Okay, so I guess this isn't gonna be the last news story, but okay. So there's a new zombies mode out right now called Cranked. It's pretty much like multiplayer, but I guess with zombies, so you have to kind of keep your kill counter going strong. Zombies free week is from the 14th to the 21st. So when this gets uploaded, you will have about 4 days left, but
Yeah.
maybe 3 days left to get your free weekend. There's a new weapon out called the Wakazashi. I can't speak. Basically, it's a katana. It's a sword, but it does look pretty cool. I'm curious as to what a skin would look like on that, if you can put skins on it. So I think that would be really cool.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
new operator, which I know you're not too happy about because it's like, oh, why do you need more operators? Because it makes the game look cool. The new operator out comes out January 21st. Xenia, yeah, Xenia, I think that's how you say it. That's a new one. The new operator is coming out January 21st, so that'll be coming out Thursday.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that'll be exciting.
There's a couple new multiplayer maps. Sanatorium being one of the ones that has just been released. I actually haven't played it or seen it yet, so we're gonna have to try and play COD again sometime. So
Oh.
we've kind of
Oh
slipped away from
yeah.
it. So
I forgot about that. We have not been on that for forever.
yeah, we haven't been on for a little bit, so we're gonna have to get on and because I haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
um, and Express is coming out February 4th, which is about what 2 weeks away.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
so.
2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
So it's about
Yeah.
2 weeks
2 weeks
away.
from this coming Thursday.
Little over 2 weeks. But they're pretty. So basically, with that, they are remake. So they're like revamping. So like how there's a new Nuketown every season, and how they brought back Raid from Black Ops 2. They're basically doing the same thing with Express. Um, they have the old Black Ops 2 photo up there, so which is kind of funny because that photo is from Black Ops 2, and I can tell. But I think they are definitely going to revamp it a bit and give it some more color, like what they did with Raid, and kind of like update it a bit so it looks better for gameplay. But it'll be interesting because that was one of the best maps in the game as well, especially for search. That
Yeah.
map for search and destroy was amazing. The bomb sites were a little weird, so I wonder if they're going to change that up because one of them was like obviously there's the one in the middle. Um, which was pretty easy to like defend if you knew what you're doing. And then another one was in a hallway, like one of the skylight hallways that the trains go by. Um, that you can kind of like run up and jump in the window in. So it's kind of interesting. I'm curious if they're gonna change that at all because I
Yeah.
think because like I know with like updating Raid, they kind of changed the like hard points and everything a tad bit to make them fit better with the map. But I don't because
Mhm.
I remember back in Black Ops 2 when you played Hardpoint, the Hardpoint was that entire ring on Raid. It was that ring on the left side that was B. So people would always camp on the structure in the middle of it and just like hold B down the entire time. And they kind of changed it and moved it over a bit. So they have definitely changed stuff. So they'll probably change stuff with that map as well. But it's exciting to see. I'm excited to see all the new maps or the new maps that they're coming out with. So they've brought back two. They redo Nuketown every new Black Ops that comes out. So no shocker there. so
Oh yeah.
but it'll be interesting to see if they bring out any more maps other than Express. So I'm really excited about that one. I like Express. I've always loved Express. I'm wondering, I am curious though, if they are going to have this same train system because every once in a while, after a certain amount of time, there was areas that would lower and then a train would go by. And if you aren't careful, like it provides cover for like splitting the map in half. But if you aren't careful, you can get run over by it and it does actually kill you. So
I
I
love those
one
kind of things though.
I wonder if they're gonna include that. I hope so because they kind of changed
Yeah, I hope
raid
so too.
because with the changing of raid, like vehicles don't explode, which kind of ruined the map a bit because like that was kind of like one of the aesthetics of the map. But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll see what they do. So we still have 2 weeks to see. So we also have in-season league play. That's pretty much common. Actually, I think league play is actually. I don't think there was league play before, so I think they're bringing that back because I remember
Yes.
league play was. I remember it back in Black Ops 2, and I don't remember seeing it after Black Ops 2. I'm sure it was in another game, but Black Ops 2 is the last one I saw it in, so they are. I think it might have skipped a few games, but they are bringing it back, which is interesting. So
Yeah.
that was always. I always enjoyed league play. Black Ops 2 league play was like one of the most fun things ever because like it was actual skill based matchmaking, and
Yes.
so like you knew you were playing with people that had the same skill level as you, which was pretty nice. But because like online, there's just no skill based at all.
I know, and that's the
Um,
thing. That's what people mentioned is they are very excited to see that because they feel like the skill level matchmaking and like level evaluation of league play is way better than the default matchmaking skill play. And so lots of people are excited and hope that that kind of elevates really, really skilled players to just go play league play and leaves normal people to just play skill based matchmaking. And hopefully that evens the playing field and kind of like squares everything off so that there isn't as much weird teetering across the game.
yeah, that's
Because
for sure.
I think I mentioned it in the last section, but like people even mentioned that like with skill based matchmaking now, if you start to become too skilled, there's such a small pool of people that are like quote unquote the most skilled that sometimes the ping gets up to like 100 to 120 because you're matchmaking with people so far away and there's no way to like centralize the server in between you all. So it just kind of picks a random one and just puts you all onto it.
Which I wish they would really change that from it hosts off of a certain person rather than just a set server. I
Yeah,
really wish they would just change that. Like they have so much opportunity to, and they don't, and it's so annoying.
and the weird thing is it's so inconsistent because some of the larger modes do get like dedicated servers and they just have some client stuff that has to be run still. Like the
Like
12 matches where each team like it's 12v12.
or like
Um
Warzone.
yeah, or Warzone. But then they still leave some of the smaller games like that. And then I think for some reason Search and Destroy is run on a server normally and not client side. Like there's such
No,
inconsistency.
no, searches run client side. I always get host interruptions. I
Oh,
used
okay.
to always get it, so I know search is definitely one of the games where it's always been run by client side. Because I remember back in the
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 days, I would always get connection interruptions, and it was always from the host. Because if I ended up getting kicked, it said connection to host lost. So it's
Yeah.
definitely client side. So they don't run those off of dedicated servers,
And I
unless if
feel
they've
like that's
changed it,
annoying.
which I don't think they have. It's definitely not run off client.
I'm not sure. I know like one or two of the smaller ones are run on um servers, while obviously most of the small ones aren't. Um
I wonder
and
if
also
like
that one game mode like Dirty Bomb. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
I
that's run on servers too.
I wonder if the server ones are stuff like kill confirmed or like hardpoint where it's like
Hardpoint might be.
I feel like hardpoint might be just because of the way it is.
Yeah. But I
But
know
it
all the large ones are servered.
I wonder if domination or do they have demolition or did they get rid of that? Cuz I remember demolition was a game mode in Black Ops 2.
Oh my gosh,
But I
wouldn't it
don't
be funny if Prop Hunt was hosted on servers?
oh my god, actually it probably is.
Maybe. I'm not sure. That might be the
I
small one.
that might be because I feel like if it was client based, it would cause a lot of lag. So I think that
Yeah.
one might be run on servers.
But still, like, I don't know why they don't just run them all on servers, especially since if they have Prop Hunt, like, it makes sense that that one almost needs servers, but that's still, like, that's smaller, so it could probably be hosted client side, but they choose to leave it on servers because they know that servers will run better. So I don't know why they don't choose to just do that for everybody.
Well, I mean, Prop Hunt is kind of a laggy game. If you don't run it on a server, like
Oh
it would
yeah,
be
but the
really
point
laggy. So
Yeah, but the point still just is that like everything should just be on dedicated servers. I don't know why they cheap out and still do client side stuff. Because even
It
like there's
happens.
just so many games that don't do it anymore. Even No Man's Sky, whenever you join somebody else, you migrate to like a dedicated server with them, which is, there's just lots of people that do it better.
Yeah. I
So,
think the last thing with with COD going on right now, Warzone and multiplayer. There's new modes. So Warzone has 4 new playlists, which is Buyback, Armored Royale, Mini Royale, and Rumble. I have no clue what any of those game modes are. Buyback, I don't understand what that what that even
I
would.
think buyback was the one where you earn money for killing people, and so you can buy better weapons as like rounds go on. Because I do remember that one because it was confusing and it's hard.
I don't know. Armored Royale just sound that one's pretty straightforward. I would think armored vehicles, stuff like that. Like that one sounds pretty. Mini Royale, I feel like that just I feel
I
like
hope
that
you're
cuts
mini.
your players the size of the matches down, but it also makes the map smaller, so there's a lot smaller area. And then Rumble, I think what would Rumble be? I feel like Rumble. I don't even know what Rumble would be
Yeah,
in
what's in
COD.
Rumble? I feel like Rumble's in other games, but I can't remember what it is. I just
I don't
remember it
know.
being in other games.
I've never played it. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Also, we still have to play Dirty Bomb, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
I still
And
want to play
then
that.
multiplayer has more modes. Two of the new ones for sure is Dropkick. I don't know what it is, but it
It
has a
sounds
nuke
fun.
sign, so I have a feeling it's like a capture the nuke kind of thing, kind of like search and destroy.
Oh,
Kind of like search and destroy. It honestly, like,
yeah.
I feel like that is like I might
You
research it
know what?
later, but I feel like that's something where it's kind of like demolition, where you have to plant a bomb and like capture it, and if your team dies, then you can't respawn until either the timer goes down or your entire team is killed and they defuse the bomb. It gives me a
Yeah, and I think
demolition kind of vibe, but at the same time, I don't know what it is.
I'm 90% sure that it's because I remember this is the only one that I actually saw, and it is there's like a briefcase, and each team has to hold it, and whoever holds it the longest first, like once you hit a certain amount of points for holding it, then you like
Oh,
launch a nuke and destroy the other team.
that gives okay, so it's like kind of like capture the flag, but it's like
But
point
it's like
based.
a
Cause what
yeah,
other
because the
there was
briefcase is like mobile, and then it makes you like only hold a pistol whenever you're holding the briefcase.
yeah, there was another COD game that did that. There was some where it was something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember either because I do remember playing that before, but
Cause
Lord only like it
I
was long enough ago that I can't remember.
think I wonder if it was back in Black Ops 4 that they had something like that. And it's like if your team has the flag, if you die, then you have like a 5 second respawn cooldown
Yeah.
until and stuff like that. And it was like, but like you can get points, you get more points if you kill someone while holding the flag. You get points for holding the flag, but it's like the game mode was kind of broken where it's like the other team could have the flag and you could still win if you just kill them enough times. Like the flag almost didn't matter half the time because you get points
Oh,
because it's like you get points for getting a kill. I think it's
yeah.
like 50 points for a kill, like 150 for I don't even remember. But I remember a game mode similar to that. No, maybe it was no, it was in Warzone.
Oh. Oh.
It was in Warzone. They had a game mode like that. I remember playing it. It was in Warzone. Yeah,
Oh.
it was really kind of stupid because it kind of sucked the way it was designed and laid out. But
Yeah.
it was also kind of fun because of like it gave you a bit like a more objective. But like if you got a
Yeah.
specific map, like I don't even remember any of the names of the maps were. I think, but there's one
No.
of them which is like one of the most popular ones and people like you could just set up your whole team with like riot shields and everything and just everyone would camp in that room
Oh
with
my.
because it's like two it was like two entrances and it was impossible to get into that room unless if you were like smart about it. And it was so annoying because if your team captured the flag and sat in there, it was like you automatically won because like there's no way people are getting you. But like if you're smart, like you could shoot people through the floor and the walls because everything's made out of wood. So you could kill people through the floors and walls. You just had to shoot them from a specific spot. But it was interesting.
Huh. Yeah, that's really awesome. But yeah, so those game modes, I think those are out now too because they don't have a date under them.
Yeah, I think so. And then they have snipers only mosh pit, which they've had that in every COD, so they've just brought it back to this one.
That's always fun.
Yeah,
that is something that I do not play.
And then it says there's more, but I don't, and it won't give me like exact like what more is there, but
yeah, it just says like more. I think it's just like they're just being cheeky.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you want to know what other game modes there are? Go play the game and find out. And it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Got to promote your game somehow, though. I'll give them credit for that.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's all. So you're pretty excited for that? For all that jazz?
I want to play League Play. I miss playing that.
Oh, my gosh.
It was actually a fun challenge in Black Ops 2 to play League Play. Because with League Play, when you join in, like you get to create your own classes, and I think you get a max of 5 classes.
Yeah.
But you can use whatever gun you want and set up your class however you want. And all like even if you have a gun that is locked in regular, if you go to League Play, that gun is unlocked with every attachment available. Oh. So you can end up using the gun there.
Yeah.
So if that's the same here, then it's kind of cool because you can just test out guns or like use guns that aren't actually that are locked, or guns that like the new shotgun that's out that you have to do like challenges for to get unlocked, or like a challenge with shotguns to get it unlocked. Well, you could use it there because it's unlocked with every attachment for you, so you can actually do stuff there, which is kind of cool. I quite like it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
I've always liked League Play. It was always interesting.
Yeah. So then we have 2 extra. I just forgot about these news stories. This one's my favorite. Making sense of 2077's new minimal Cyberpunk 2077's new minimalistic roadmap for 2021. This was from Forbes by Paul Tassi. So if you'll go over to this article, I just want you to look at it.
Me?
Yeah, just go look at it. Just enjoy it for a second before I talk about it. So the controversy behind this roadmap is that
what the heck is this?
Hold it in. It's great. So we knew about the previous 3 hotfixes. Obviously, they list those off from release to 2021. And then they list off, we knew that patch 1.1 is coming out in February, and patch 1.2 is coming out in March. So they list those off just past 2021. And then they take an Etch-a-Sketch marker and they scribble in the rest of the year up till 2022. And they list under all of it multiple updates and improvements. And then they list that there will also be free DLC and a free next-gen console update at some point from March to December.
That's just lazy. That's just lazy.
And, like, you know, this company, I will say, CD Projekt Red, for all the wonderful stuff that they do, they are not known for being very transparent, because that's kind of their thing, is that they release games, they're crazy awesome, you're shocked, but you never knew that it was coming because they don't talk about it until like a week before release. So they changed that with Cyberpunk by releasing it news early, and then it obviously kind of blew up in their faces because nobody got to play test it, nobody got to do anything, and now it's horrible and in a bad state, etc., etc. And so now I think that they're attempting to be more transparent, but in trying to be more transparent, they also are not transparent enough at all.
That's the
And
most
so,
lazy writing map I have ever seen.
yeah, so all they're doing is pretty much
Like,
like telling us all stuff that we can assume because it's been said before, but just writing it down officially. But it gives us no more information about anything that they've said before.
it looks like a 3-year-old put it together. Like, that's
And I
how
was about to
lazy
say,
writing that is. Like, come on.
it's also ironic because if you just pull up our last news story, that is a roadmap from Call of Duty. So that's a roadmap from Activision, which is traditionally known as not the greatest company in the world. But as you can see, their roadmap is very plain. It gives you everything that you need. It gives you official release dates. It gives you mild information so you know what's happening. And then if you flash over to their roadmap, it gives you years,
Oh,
random
wow.
hotfix numbers, and like free DLC. And that's all. So
Wait,
it's
there's actually
just
something here we missed. There's actually some
what?
stuff here that they've update that we've missed here.
What are you talking about?
Um,
What's going
so
on?
back for Call of Duty, February 4 Zombies Onslaught map. If you're playing on PlayStation, you'll be able to get some duo-based zombies thrills on Raid and Express very soon. What better way to repurpose these beloved spaces than to fill them with hordes of undead enemies? Oh, I almost wish I had a PlayStation now because PlayStation gets to play Raid and Express, like some of the most popular maps from Black Ops 2. Let's be real,
Mm.
all of the maps are popular, but like some of like the most memorable ones, and they get to have it turned into a zombies map. Like that's I'm upset about that. I want that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's probably because they have like a deal with them. They always make deals with them for every Call of Duty.
It better come. It better come to Xbox after a while, cause otherwise I'm gonna be PO'd because I want that. Like I've
Um.
been playing Black Ops 2 since for as long as I can, like for literally ever. I've been playing
Yeah.
the game forever. Like,
Oh yeah. But yeah, so the Forbes article really just lists off. Going back to where we were, the Forbes article really just kind of bashes a little bit of the roadmap, kind of outlines what's going to happen, so that people actually understand parts of the roadmap. And it just goes into depth a little bit. Obviously, that'll be down in show notes. But yeah, that was a little disappointing. But I don't want to bash them too hard, only because I think that if the next roadmap is actually good, then this can be chalked up to them just trying their best to be transparent and not knowing how to as a company. And so I hope their next roadmap is better. And the CEO released like a little video about the mistakes that they made with the game and everything. And so that was nice. So I think that they're trying.
you
It
gotta
makes you.
you gotta give them credit. I mean, I think they're working more on like putting most of their effort into like the actual game rather than an actual like roadmap that is probably
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
utterly useless. Because
Yeah. And
like
like,
you don't know what's gonna happen. They don't know what's gonna happen. Like what if like
yeah.
one of these updates, it fixes something, but then something else breaks, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's just what they're trying to like. They don't want to like create a whole roadmap and then something else ends up breaking from it.
Oh, yeah. But like, first, Call of Duty's roadmaps, they list off dates, they list off what's going to happen in the update, and Call of Duty very rarely breaks their roadmap promises, even
Well,
though the
that's
game's not always perfect.
well, they've always been very
Uh,
good at that because their game is very like Call of Duty is a very like Treyarch and like all those studios. They're very like sturdy on how they create their stuff, and
oh, yeah.
they have very good teams that do all their stuff for them.
Yeah.
So like
But then the follow up is like No Man's Sky released, not having any of the features that they promised on day one. And so what they did was they went silent for a month, released tons of updates to fix the game and start to install features that they had. And then they followed up with an extremely comprehensive roadmap of what they were going to do. And they were a new studio that never released a game aside from No Man's Sky and I think one mobile game. And they were able to hold up to the entirety of their roadmap and keep up with everything. Obviously, they weren't in the middle of a pandemic or anything,
yeah,
but but I don't think general like spring, because companies do this. Like Minecraft says that they'll release updates in like the fall or the summer, which is negotiable. Well, it's a set in stone 3 months, sometimes negotiably 4 months or so. So you can be general like that, so that if you don't get it on the first month of that area of time, the second month and third month still count. Other companies have done that, and so also don't know why they didn't just try to shoot for something like that as well, because that gives them enough flexibility that if something happens, it doesn't doom them because they have 3 months to figure it out. And if everything goes perfectly, then they get it at the beginning of each section of time, and everybody's super happy and surprised.
Yeah. I mean,
But at the end,
Cyberpunk has been such an unstable game from pretty much like their initial release date back in 2018. So the game, like, I remember I found like there's an article I found, it just randomly popped up, and it was like talking about Cyberpunk and how the initial release date, like how they had like a pregame thing back in
yeah,
2018, was like fake or something.
yeah.
So it's just they've had so many issues with that game, and so like I think they're more like they don't know exactly what's going to happen because that game has so many like unstable problems
Oh
that they
yeah.
just
But I always do just say also, it's hard to excuse a company like that, because even with all that being said, they still made the top 10 games of the year.
yeah.
They were the third biggest game company in style of revenue of the year, only bypassed by, could you believe it, like EA and Activision.
Oh, who would ever
And
guessed
I know.
some of the game companies that have been around since the 90s.
Oh yeah. And so like it's not like they don't have any money. That's the thing. It would be different if this was a No Man's Sky situation where it's like a small company with lots of ambitions and no backing or education. But these are the same people that made the Witcher series, which is a critically acclaimed series that, yes, didn't launch in the best area. Like, it was pretty rough at launch, but it wasn't unplayable. It was beautiful. It was nice. It just had frame problems, some glitches, stuff like that. So, first of all, they've had experience with this. They've released buggy games before, so they should know better. And second, they also have enough money to fix this. It's just about using the money properly.
Yeah, and I think like it's not that they're not trying to fix it. I think it's just that they're having a lot of issues with it because I feel like what ended up happening was there was an issue and they programmed something wrong, which and I don't think they know what it is that they program wrong, but it's just screwed up every little thing that can, and so
Well, it sounds like they've come out and talked about it, and then even I can't Digital Foundry did like a review of the game where they talked about the interview that they had with them, and it sounds like they honestly were just kind of being dumb about it. They First of all, the release team and the higher ups in the company didn't listen to the developer team about release readiness. And so that's why they had to keep pushing it back, because the developers told them that they wouldn't be ready by the date that they set, but they didn't care. And they told them, we'll see. And then they got to that date and the game was pretty much unplayable. And so they were like, okay, we'll push it back. And then they can only push it back so much. So then the developers just kind of had to do their best to get it ready by the third pushback. And then it seems like the other follow up is they said that officially they said that the console was not up to what they expected it to be, but they thought it was going to be better. But what Digital Foundry said they're pretty sure actually happened was they never tested the console and just assumed that they knew the consoles well enough that they were able to port it in one go and not have any issues.
and this is why you test things.
Yeah, and obviously they did. Obviously, pouring it in one go did not work out. And so it's honestly just the higher ups at the company being idiots, because it sounds like the developers every step of the way were like, hey, this is a bad idea. Hey, we need more time. Hey, we shouldn't do this. And every single time the higher ups were like, well, we already set a date, so now it's too late.
Don't set a date unless you know like stuff is gonna be proper. Like especially when it comes to video game companies, listening to the
Minecraft
game
always holds
developers that are
energy.
creating your game for you, like that's like if they say something's not ready, it's not ready. They're the ones
Yeah.
creating the game. Listen to them in the first place. Like
Minecraft, we all rip our hair out about it, but Minecraft will not say a date until they are 100% solid that they will have a product ready by that date.
I think
They
COD's
will
the
wait
same
until
way.
like
I
the
think Call of
week
Duty is the
before.
same way a little bit.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty. They sometimes will sketch stuff out a little bit. Like sometimes they have updates that are a little sketchy, but I will say with confidence that like 90% of the time, they do not say a date until they are like 90% sure that they're ready.
Yeah.
So I do have
But
confidence.
I don't think I ever remember anything from COD being postponed or delayed because it wasn't ready. So
No, they. I think they're pretty good about dates. It's just sometimes stuff will come out with a little bit of like fire on it. Just a little bit more time in the oven maybe would have saved some stuff occasionally, but most of the time they're pretty good. And then
well, I mean
finally, I
with
just
Call of
have.
Duty, like they do like to release stuff and then put like more stuff later on as like bonus content. So
Oh yeah, 100%. Um, so finally, I just have a story from BGR by Chris Smith. It's an Xbox Series X signature feature has major problems, but you can easily fix it. And this is just talking about. I just wanted to reach out because this was I don't know. It's kind of an issue of right now, and it's good to think about. They said that there was an analyst that does research on global warming and energy consumption and global usage, et cetera, et cetera. And they said that there is a serious worry about how much fuel the actual Xbox Series X and S suck down when they're on instant on mode. And so I won't get into the nitty and gritty, but the BGR article lists off all of their sources and lists off the nitty gritty of how it all works and why it's like that, et cetera, et cetera. The big kickers, or the big numbers, I should say, is just by 2025, they think 4 billion kilowatts of energy will be wasted simply just sitting on instant on mode. And that can be equivalent to around $500 million of extra electricity just for the always on mode, not including the console actually running. And they did reach out to Xbox, and Xbox did officially say that they were disappointed to see these numbers. They didn't expect the Xbox Series X and X and S to actually run as poorly as they do on on instant on mode. And they said that in the future they're going to do more research to find better ways to optimize instant on. And for now, they said if you have any serious worries about instant on being too much of a power consumer or about issues like that, then power saving mode will pretty much negate all of these issues, and it will make the console have like an extra 3 seconds to start up, which is nothing.
I don't even know if
Uh,
I have mine on instant or not
well,
instant
the
on
Xbox,
power or like instant on. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the Xbox One and Xbox One S and X were not that bad for it. It sounds like it's just the Series X. For some reason, the Series X, I forget, they have another statistic in here about it, but the Series X was like 500 times more consuming of power and instant on than the original Xbox One. And then the Xbox One S and X both have lower consumptions than the original Xbox One. So for some reason they got better with those consoles, and then for some like odd outlander, the Series X and S just like totally cranked it up.
I wonder if it's something to do with their power cell inside.
Well, they said it's probably some of the cause is the new quick resume feature, because you can turn off the console, turn it back on, and then open a game. And instead of the game having to load up, it'll just still be in the instance where you were playing before. And so they said some of the power needed to keep the storage alive and to keep the console memory engaged so that game doesn't get lost just ups the power enough that it just becomes like kind of a power hog while it's off. So I'm not really sure fully what the issue is. I read the article, most of the article, and it sounds like it's just lots of little pieces that just aren't working together. So, if you're worried about like global warming or your actual power bill spiking up, because that's also another serious worry, uh, they suggest to turn power saving on. Ultimately, it's not enough that it should, like, your power bill won't go up $100 if you buy a Series X. But turning on power saving mode might help, and it might be better for the planet. Obviously, that's up to every single viewer to decide. The article is there with all the facts, or all the facts and sources, whatever. I just wanted to share it because it's alarming for just power bills, honestly, alone, because it does say that it could up your power bill by 10 to 15%, and for some people that might be a lot.
Yeah.
But it is also a little bit of like a long term issue, because obviously that much power just being wasted for nothing when it could have been utilized for better things, and also in the middle of kind of like a global pandemic and a global warming issue. It's just a lot of factors that are very negative. So, even though obviously your Xbox gaming console pulling too much power is definitely a first world issue, it's still good for everybody to just be aware that that might be a problem. So, if you have a Series X or S, read the article, evaluate it for yourself. And if you want to save power, turn it into power saving mode. If you don't really care, leave it on, and you can still take advantage of instant on and all that. I just wanted to include that for anybody who wanted to read it, and just to make everybody aware of those possible issues, because it's a big deal for some people.
Yeah.
But I think that is all for the news this week. Is that everything we got, Trevor? Any more
I
comments, suggestions, or
think
concerns?
so, unless if we... Cause I don't think we're going to talk about people, so...
No, that's about it. Well, on to the final section. I hope you guys enjoyed the little company. Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the elevator music.
Oh my god, elevator music? Is that what we're reverting to?
Da, 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 da. Imagine. No, I hope you
I
enjoyed the
don't
little
want to.
ditty. And now for our specialty section this week. I get tired of talking sometimes, so I chose a section that I knew Trevor would talk a lot more.
Yeah, of course you did.
So for this week, we have a specialty for our little like special commentary for the end of the episode. I did Call of Duty and how it exists today, just kind of visiting the problems that it has, how it has evolved, the good things about it. Pretty much just the good, bad, and ugly of Call of Duty and its series. Which I forgot to mention. I always kind of forget that Call of Duty is housed by like how many studios use the Call of Duty name? Because
um,
I feel like there's like 4 or 5.
I'm not quite sure because I know Treyarch and Activision are the two main ones.
Yeah, those are 2. Uh, so the
I don't
publisher is
actually know.
Activision. So
Yeah.
its primary ones are Infinity Ward,
Oh
Treyarch,
yeah, that's right.
Sledgehammer
Infinity.
Games,
Oh
and
yeah.
recently as this year, what game was released this Raven Software. But I don't know. I knew Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity. But they said that Raven just did it this year. Did they do this Call of Duty?
Well, I think they might. Well, I know. Well, Raven Software has so like they've been partnered with a publishing deal with Activision since 1997.
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
But they have pitched in to help on COD, on the
Yeah,
Call of
they
Duty
did.
games. I think they help mainly with like the graphics, I believe. I'm not quite
Yeah,
sure.
they did. They developed Call of Duty Cold War with assistance from Treyarch, but previously they assisted Infinity War. They were the lead developer for Call of Duty Online, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and then they are partnered with LucasArts, and they've released Star Wars Jedi 2, Jedi Outcast, and Star Wars Jedi Knight, John Academy, and something called Source Forge. Oh, it's a developing platform.
Mm.
Oh, and they helped with Call of Duty Ghost.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that's definitely one. But they also did help out with Black Ops, Warzone, World War II.
Well, yeah, those
Um,
were. Yeah. So they've
they've
only
helped with.
done.
It looks like they've helped with every single Call of Duty game that's come out. Come out.
Well, all of them work with each other, but there's just
Yeah.
some that they did like half the work, so they're like recognized as a studio assistant. So it looks like they only really like full out did Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But for some reason, they weren't fully listed until Cold War. Now they're officially listed as like a developer.
I wonder if it's
Interesting.
because like they helped out, but they didn't really put a whole lot of time, like as much time as the other companies.
So like here is the stem of where I have a problem with Call of Duty is I will say they have 4 studios, so that's why they can release every single year. Because obviously one studio would not be able to do it.
Oh yeah.
And now looking at it, it looks like every single studio collaborates for almost every single game. So all 4 of them kind of pitch in for each game,
Yeah, they
even
do.
though one takes like the lead hand in like doing all the stuff, and then the rest just give them assets and assistance. Um, but I think honestly, Call of Duty would be really great if they would do like an every other year release and just concentrate it for a whole year on each game, just releasing updates.
Yeah, I can kind of see. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that because, like, I love that they come out with new CODs every. Like, I love that they come out with new ones, but they come out with them every year, which it doesn't give one of them, one Call of Duty, enough time to get bored of it. You know, because it's like
Yeah.
they still like Call of Duty Warzone or Modern Warfare, whichever one you want to say. Like there's still like updates coming out for that, and they're still updating that game, and yet we're still on a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like that I feel like that's also like I feel like the Call of Duty player base becomes very fragmented sometimes just for the sole reason that they don't give games long enough time for people to get bored of them. And so some people who just get tired of paying for Call of Duty every year or whatever will stick on the current Call of Duty until they feel like upgrading. And so that happens with like multiple groups of people over time. And so now you have like the newest one gets released, but the last 3 that were released still have really strong player bases because each group kind of broke off in time. And
Oh yeah,
so then you get a weird fragmentation where not everybody always has the newest COD, but also not everybody has every other COD. There's just groups of people that break off for occasional Call of Duties, and then you have like this weird sectional thing going on. And then there's some people who just play Modern Warfare Remastered and probably will never buy another COD for like 6 years.
yeah. So I just found
Which
something
is
here. I forgot Sledgehammer was one of their main ones as well, but it's Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch, and they all make Call of Duty titles, and each developer has like will have 3 years to make their game. So that's why it comes out every year because so like this year, which one was this year? This year would have been Treyarch because it
yeah,
has zombies.
yeah,
Next year it might be Sledgehammer, and then it'd be Infinity Ward, and then by that time that 3 year cycle is goes through, and so
yeah.
then Treyarch comes back and then they
And
go.
that's what I'm
So they
saying
keep
is
a
like,
rotation on like which COD. So like that's why they come out with new ones so often, I
oh
guess,
yeah,
is because it's every 3 years, and it each
which is a
like
normal
so this
cycle for
game,
game
so the
developers.
newest one has been in the work for the last 3 years. So they started working on that
Yeah.
in 2017,
Oh yeah, and like
and
that's why
so
people probably are always confused about where I stand on Call of Duty because I am their biggest critic. But if somebody gives game developers an excuse of releasing glitchy games, my first few jump ins are always um actually ironically it's probably going to be Raven software now because I was actually surprised with how and this is another thing. I complain about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War every single day, but
you
I got to
can't
give
stop
Raven
playing the
software
game.
yeah, but I got to give Raven software points because on every platform but the Xbox, I have seen flawless gameplay.
Yeah,
So like it's obviously a pretty stable game. They obviously just need to give 5 more seconds to Xbox so it doesn't fall apart. And so I feel like this is the problem. It's just that like I know that developers have enough time with the game because 3 years is a little bit of a fast development cycle, but it isn't ridiculous. Some studios do that, but I feel like the point still stands that the problem really isn't the quality of the games. The problem is the fragmentation of the player base. They just need to give the games enough time to live a full cycle.
yeah. I mean,
They
I
really don't give
remember. I
them.
think it was Advanced Warfare had come out. Um, what was it? 2014, I think, was when that came out, or something around that. And then
Yeah, I
Black
think
Ops
so.
2 came out in 2009, I think.
I
What was
think
it?
so.
But it's like the games are so far apart. So Black Ops 2 was 2012. I'm stupid.
Nah,
I don't know what I was thinking 2009. I'm thinking other stuff. And then
I thought you were right too.
Advanced Warfare came out 2 years later.
Yeah.
But obviously it's like there's like that 3 year difference because of like it's released so late in the year
Yeah.
that doesn't really pick up until like after New Year's. So it's like
Yeah.
they're pretty much we'll just say they're pretty much 3 years apart.
Oh yeah.
But like even when Black Ops 3 came out, I saw so many more people still playing Black Ops 2 because people still enjoyed playing the game at the time. Like now
Oh
you go on a
yeah.
server and you can't get more than 2,000 people playing right now.
Yeah.
But
And the other thing is like also I do see there's some people that there's like subreddits committed to like Sledgehammer Call of Duty. Like there are people who will only play one studio's releases. And so those people do that, but I feel like those people almost have it correct. Because a game that's 3 years old is about the life cycle of a game until it's time to renew it. Like a year is a bit too short. 2 years is good because it's like a year of pure content and then a year of bug fixes, miscellaneous content,
yeah.
quality of life improvements, like all kinds of stuff like that. And so I feel like a third year gives you some sweet time with the game in its entirety where there's some content updates, some bug fixes, but it's mostly just the game and it's being fun.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And like
and so
there's a
I
lot that comes out in that 3 years too with like technology, graphics cards, like all sorts of stuff. So they just gotta work on like upgrading a lot of
yeah,
most
and
of the
that's the
times I
thing.
feel like it's upgrading the look of the game because
Yeah,
I feel like they have it set in stone pretty quick, but
yeah,
it's more of get the look of it real well and then you attract more people.
yeah. So that's I think the other thing is like that 3 years gives it enough jump time that every Call of Duty, even if it's not really quote unquote the most impressive Call of Duty, it also has enough of a jump in how games have evolved from when it released to now that whenever a new Call of Duty releases every 3 years, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, awesome, blah, blah, blah. Like everybody's so impressed by it because you've been playing a Call of Duty that's now 3 years old. But in reality, they don't even have to do that much work. They just have to keep up with what's going on in the modern game space. And that will impress people because whenever you're playing a game that's 3 years old, whenever the next version of it comes out, or a new version or a continuation, everybody's impressed as long as they put a lot of work into it.
Which I wonder if that's why, because like Modern Warfare, it kind of took off, but like, and it did good. No, it did good. It took off. It did good. But I think Black Ops Cold War took off a lot better than Modern Warfare.
Oh yeah,
because of the sake of the fact that it had the title Black Ops. Because
yeah,
the Black Ops series is one of the best series. I mean, Black Ops 4 was kind of a letdown with no campaign.
yeah,
Black Ops 3 campaign was a little weird, but Black Ops 1 and 2, the campaigns were like they coexisted with each other. It was like some of the best series, some of the best gameplay, like Black Ops 2 had the best and most memorable maps
oh
in
yeah,
Call of Duty history. And it's funny because it's like you go through and say you're on your phone and you're playing Call of Duty Mobile. Well,
yeah,
half the maps that you play on are from Black Ops 2 because they've put more Black Ops 2 maps into that. And
yeah,
like even with the new Black Ops Cold War, they're bringing back these Black Ops 2 maps because Black
yeah,
Ops 2 was one of their best games and that was ever created, and people really loved it. And they're trying to bring that back a bit by
mm-hmm.
bringing people some of the old maps to give them that, like, to try and pull back some of that crowd that kind of didn't play as much
Yeah,
after Black Ops 2 kind of died. And so they're trying to bring that crowd back because it's like, hey, we're still doing this. And I mean, Nuketown is the same exact map. It's just the design of it is different
oh yeah,
every time.
and
So Black Ops 1, you had the old, like, what was it, 70s, 80s theme.
yeah,
Black Ops 2 it was set in like 2077. Black Ops 3 was in like 3077 pretty much because like it was way more futuristic. Black Ops 4 was like some sort of like Russian theme, I think it
yeah,
was. And then what other one was it? There was another one. I'm trying to think. There was one other one, and I can't remember which one it was. But there was another one, and I don't remember the theme of that one. And now we have this one where it's kind of taking place of the Black Ops 1, but it's more run down and beat up
yeah,
in terms of looks. So it's almost like they took the zombies map and Black Ops 1, so they took those two and kind of combined them to
yeah,
make that map and redesign it. And it's like it's kind of funny because it's like you look at it and it's like, to everyone who's played Call of Duty for years, it's just Nuketown because
yeah,
it's the same exact map. It's nothing's changed with it. It looks the same. It's just redesigned. Like, to most people, it's just Nuketown. But for like someone like me, where I've been playing Call of Duty my entire life, pretty much,
yeah,
looking at the progression of Nuketown over the years is crazy because it's like I remember playing Black Ops 2
mm-hmm.
and looking at the campaign, and it's like, there's no, like, this game will not get better than this.
Yeah,
And then I remember Ghost came out, and the campaign for that was phenomenal. But everyone
oh yeah,
hated the game because multiplayer was screwed up, and not many people really liked aliens over zombies,
which I still am sad about because I love
which
aliens.
it was kind of dumb because it's like, you incorporated aliens in some of the newer ones, and people seem to have loved it, and it makes no sense. So
Yeah,
like, I don't see the difference from then and now.
oh yeah,
And I really wish
and I
they'd
think
bring that
the
series back because the campaign left you on a cliffhanger, and it's so upsetting that they didn't let you finish the game.
oh yeah,
So
and I think the follow up thing that I think about is like I looked at I'm on the wiki right now. I'm looking
eh,
at when all the releases are, and I wanted to see what my like ideal Black Ops jump would have been, and 100%. if we would have had Call of Duty World War II, and then we would have had Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, that's about a 4-year split. But it's like World War II was released late in 2017, and Black Ops Cold War was released. I think I would consider it pretty early in 2020, early-ish. Um, so that would be
Black
like
Ops
my
Cold
perfect
War?
split. Yeah.
Cold War was released in November.
Oh well, still.
So Treyarch is always like the Activision Studios has kept every single Call of Duty game comes out in November. They have kept that true. That no
Yeah.
matter what happens, it always releases in November. They give us the teaser trailer in like May or like sometime during like beginning of like summer, like May or June to like maybe sometimes July. They give us our teaser trailer and then they give us the actual trailer a couple months later, where then it's like they just pick a date in November and it's like, this is our release date, set in stone, let's go.
Yeah. But regardless, World War II, I remember extremely fondly. I enjoyed every single second of it, and if I could have played it for forever, I would have. Then it was like Black Ops 4, I didn't really care about. Modern Warfare was okay, but I didn't really enjoy it a ton. Warzone, I've only played one time, and it was okay. And that one time, I did find that they had like a little zombie teaser, and I don't know why I found that, or why they had that, or even when I found that.
There was a part of the war, which I think which was this? Which are you talking about? For Warzone?
Yeah.
That was
Regardless,
that was
regardless,
that was their Halloween event,
yeah.
which was interesting to see.
But regardless, that was fun, and that's probably the only reason I got on was for that Halloween event. But obviously, I haven't played Warzone since. And so the only other Call of Duty is like Cold War. I've been having a lot of fun. And so right there, if World War II, oh, and it's even two different developers. I'm surprised. I didn't even realize, but there are two different developers. So like
all of them are.
That even goes to show you. Well, I know, but I thought that I would do a jump from like Treyarch to Treyarch, but I actually did a jump from Sledgehammer to Treyarch.
I mean,
regardless,
they're pretty similar. I mean, Sledgehammer it kind of works the same way as Treyarch. To be fair.
Well, I know, but they're all different studios.
Yeah, but they usually all try and work the same.
Regardless, I still think that jump, if it would have been like World War II, then no games, then Black Ops Cold War, and they just kept all the other assets for all the other games for another game, I think I would have. I think I would be praising the Call of Duty series and like so happy right now, and I wouldn't be being critical about them.
I am kind of happy with the Call of Duty though, because I remember because there was a lot of modders on Black Ops 2 because old game, they don't monitor it anymore. They actually sent out an update. I think it was last year that they sent it out. They did send out an update. Yeah, it was definitely last year. Where they sent an update to Black Ops 2, which actually flushed out all the modders. And I think a few people went back to play it a bit. There wasn't a whole lot, so like servers were obviously not like full half the time, but they sent an update to like update it and like flush out all the servers or all the modders, which was kind of nice, but it's like they didn't really say much about it. They didn't really say anything about it, which if they would have, I'm sure that game would have gotten a lot more hype then at the time. But they didn't really say anything.
And so like that's my thing, is just the end all be all of my argument is just I'm always gonna probably play Call of Duty just because, unless they really make a dense stumble or something really bad. But I just 100% think that I would enjoy Call of Duty a lot more if I only saw Call of Duty every 3 years. I don't know why. There's no like real set answer because, like I said, they all have enough time. They're not pressing their developers explicitly, but it's just the fact of like it would give me time to get bored, and it would also not rip $60 out of my pocket every year. Instead of $60 every year, it would only be $60 every 3 years. And to be fair, also with Game Pass and everything, it's been more like 70 to 100 every year. And so they've slowly been inching more out of my pocket with releasing games even closer.
Nah, that's what COD does best. It sucks you dry on money. They've
I
always
know.
been good at that, but that's because they release such good content to
Oh,
go
yeah.
with the game, so you can't blame them.
Yeah.
You
But
can,
yeah,
but you
so I
can't.
just, yeah. So I just think, honestly, I would like a 3 year schedule more, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to play Call of Duty. I just want it to be out there that if Call of Duty wants to make some drastic change and finally change that, I would be supporting them.
I mean, even every other year would be good too, because it
Yeah, I
gives
would be
it
okay
gives
with every
that
other year.
that extra like that year cycle before the next one to give it
Yeah.
that hype, and like they can still put like updates through it and like put new maps out, and it still gives them time to do all this other stuff,
Oh,
which
yeah, and
I'm
like I
sure
said, like
eventually
I
they're gonna
mentioned
have to
that.
do, because they've
Yeah.
made how many Call of Duties, and it's like, how do you keep coming out with these every single year? Like,
Yeah.
how do you get so many ideas for like campaign, for maps? Like, how do you have all of this every year? Because they
Oh,
come
yeah.
out with like what, like 25 to 30 maps for each COD game, and they're
Yeah.
always different.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
how do you do that?
And that's the other thing is like since all four developers work together, there's also that layer of like they all probably kind of work off of each other's ideas. And so I'm sure that they would appreciate an extra little spacer so that they could all try to be a little extra creative so that they keep up with all the games. Because there's definitely some, like Call of Duty Black Ops 4, I think was kind of rebarred for its lack of creativity sometimes. And like case in
Yeah.
point, Black Ops Cold War, I'm sure they are bringing back the old maps because they want to kind of respice up that player base, like you said earlier. But I'm sure that there's also a little bit, a good section of their developers that are sitting there thinking, okay, so do we want to really create a map from the ground up, or do we want to just import our old map, update it to look a little bit older, not do that great of a job, and then just upload it and let people play on it so that they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that the old map's back, without realizing that we didn't have to do as much work.
Well, I mean, even with like coming out with Raid, and like obviously we haven't seen Express yet because it hasn't come out. It won't come out for another couple weeks. But like
Yeah.
with Raid, they didn't change anything to that map. They took away the ability to blow up cars, and the all they did was change the colors. Everything about that map, I remember every Black Ops map, every Black Ops 2 map, like the back of my head. I spent an entire summer in my basement playing Black Ops 2 on the 360 every day for like 3-4 months straight. I would play until like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So I know every single one of those maps like the back of my head. Like,
Yeah.
it is like that raid. I remember every detail of that map, and they like even all they did was change the color and take away the ability to blow up cars, which I don't know why they took away the ability to blow up the cars. I don't know what the point of that is. Like, it
Well, I
kind
think that
of
they've,
ruins the aesthetic of like how the map used to be,
yeah.
but at the same time, like I'm sure what you're about to say, it's probably like something to do with like running the game a little better.
No, I think it's honestly just a creative choice because they. I was about to say honestly, my original thought was they've definitely updated their engine or possibly changed an engine since Black Ops 2. So it might honestly not be as easy to program into that adjusted engine. But then I thought there's a lot of explosions still in the game, so I would be shocked if there really wasn't some kind of subsystem for that. So then my secondary thought was it probably honestly was just a creative choice. They just wanted to make the map more stable so that there was less flexibility with how to play it, which sounds like it sucks, but it's easier for them because they have a competitive part of their game because they're included in esports. So for them, it's a little bit easier because that doesn't create problems with their esports crew. But it kind of sucks for normal people because it's fun to have that randomness.
Yeah, but at the same time, I find it kind of funny because with that map, there's the basketball court on the one side, on like the one corner. You still have the ability to go over and shoot the basketballs to try
Yeah.
and make them in the hoop. Like that's still an option in the game. Like they still have that feature. The only thing they really took away is the ability to blow up the cars. So like
Also, I did wonder.
95% of that map is still true to what it used to be. Because like there's a few details here and there. Like obviously they updated the way the glass looks, which is pretty cool. I won't lie. And
Yeah, I
then
was
they
about to
took
say.
away some stuff, but like 95% of that map is still the same.
Oh yeah, and I was about to say like I'm looking at because I remember I saw a fandom because fandom like hosts the whole Call of Duty wiki, and
Yeah.
they like save images of every one of them, and like they did. I will remark that they changed the white car a little bit to make it a little bit more old style. They changed how the windows set up. They added an extra extension to the building in the back. They retextured the trees. The
What? What do
trees
you
were
mean? Wait,
used.
what do you mean they added an extension to the building in the back?
In the old
The garage?
version, no, I don't know what it is, but it's by the raid tower. There's that building where like the B domination point is, and right
Yeah.
behind there, there's a new giant white wall. I have no idea what it's connected to or what it is, but it wasn't in the old one.
Okay, okay, can you put this in the notes? I want to see this.
Yeah, I'll just like throw. I'll just send you the fandom because it's like not imperative to have it in the fandom in the notes. There you go.
I'm curious.
Um, But then also, I did just see they had it in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Online, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Mobile, and then Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I didn't know that they had so many variants.
Oh,
Also, I kind of want to play Call of Duty Online because, like, how do you make a how do you make a multiplayer game online? Isn't multiplayer online by like extension of its existence?
I think online refers to like.
Oh, it's a overseas thing.
Mm. Okay, so I am
They
noticing.
use
Oh,
they listed.
okay, yeah. So I am noticing a bit of a difference. Okay, so obviously, like, then like before with the map, so like they've updated the van a little bit in terms of color.
I was
There's
wondering.
definitely been they definitely okay. So yeah, so for me, it's like it doesn't. It seems the exact same. Okay, but now that I go back and look at it, some of the rocks have been updated. I think a few. I think a couple. No, like they've been updated so they look different. Um, I mean, the raid tower looks a lot more vibrant, which is nice because you can actually see like the waterfall now. Um,
Yeah.
they actually updated, and I think did they completely change the car or did they just change the color? Because Black Ops
I'm guessing they
2,
probably just retextured it.
well, okay,
Looks kind
because
of
like
lazy, but
it looks like Black Ops 2, it was like a goldish color, and now it's like a red
yeah.
color. It looks like.
Yeah, they probably just honestly
So I
retextured
think
it.
they redid that a little bit.
Oh my god, they have used the exact same engine for almost every single Call of Duty game. They use an engine called the IW engine, which is a custom made engine by Raven Software. And every single game has used it. It's been used in Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty World War, Modern Warfare 5, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, Online, Ghost, Black Ops, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 4, and Black Ops Cold War.
Mm.
They've just been updating it for all those years since 2005. My gosh. Well, that's crazy. So the different studios literally don't even use different engines. They all use the exact same engine. So that's probably why it always feels the same. It's because they aren't doing anything differently. That's
Figures.
so crazy. I didn't expect
Looking
that.
at
I
these
honestly
pictures,
expected
looking
it to
at
be
like all
different.
these old like Black Ops 2 pictures, like I actually want to go back and play Black Ops 2 now.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think they look so different, but they honestly really at their core aren't that different. It's like a similar setup, just with different items, but those items
Yeah,
are pretty much just retextured things.
yeah, they
Um,
did change they did update the trees, so some of
yeah,
the
I think
trees are different now.
that's what I was about to say. I honestly think that that's why I think they look so different. Is just because they went from oak trees to palm trees.
Well, they did kind of have. They were kind of They were palm trees before. They just weren't as like textured and like detailed. They were more like it was a big wooden stem with like a cotton ball at the top for leaves of
Yeah,
leaves.
I
So
was
it's
about to
like
say because
they
like
did kind of spread that out and make it look more like a vibrant palm tree. So they did update a few things, but they didn't change the core of the map, which is nice.
yeah, and I think you're right. I think these are supposed to be palm trees, and they just look like oak trees.
Yeah, they are definitely supposed to be palm trees. It's
In the Black
pretty
Ops
obvious.
Online, they improved it a lot. The Black Ops Online looks a lot more like palm trees, and then ever since then they've had them pretty spot on. That's so funny. And it's always been like the FB. Wow, it's always been like America versus the USSR. It's just been like different years of that. So it was like the FBI versus the Mercs, and then it was the Task Force versus the Shadow Company, and then it was finally it was Special Forces versus Guerrilla Forces, and then it was NATO versus Warpack.
Yeah,
Interesting.
they've kept that. I don't know why they've chose that, but they have.
They're trying to implant subliminal messaging about other countries into our mind. They're like, the US always fights Russia. The US always fights Russia.
I think in Modern Warfare they had like CIA versus FBI or something like that before from time to time.
It was CIA versus JSOC, Joint Special Operations. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that company or that existence because it isn't a company, I guess. Oh, it is the United States. Okay, so that's one situation where it was just the U.S. versus the U.S.
Yeah, they have had like US versus US in the past too. So
That's so weird. And they had the U.S. versus the Spenitas, which was
mm,
a Middle Eastern based thing. The Soviet Union. Oh, it was Russia. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that's odd. But yeah, so they've changed it a little bit, but they honestly, since they're using the same engine, it's very legitimately that they might have just honestly retextured everything. So that is why
which
they
you
pulled
know
in
they
those
make
old
it they
maps.
update it because like at the time versus now. I mean
Well,
that
yeah, but that's
was
just done in engine.
almost
Like,
10 years ago.
oh yeah, but like whenever you update an engine, the engine has built in, well, at least if it's a good engine. Obviously, I don't know how they built their engine. But like Unreal, whenever a new Unreal update comes out, if you install that on your game, then it's not this simple, but basically you can just update your game with new physics and new graphics. And so if they have been doing this engine pretty neatly, then it's very likely that they honestly just pulled these old maps from old files, imported them into the new engine, went in, changed the textures, and then they just added the new Call of Duty physics for this game, and then they just imported it into the game.
Honestly, they probably did that. Or, because like they're bringing back Black Ops 2 maps, which,
Yeah.
you look at past Call of Duty games, when's the last time they brought in, not counting, well, I guess Modern Warfare had Rust, but like how often do they bring in old maps? Like I think Modern
It's
Warfare was like the first one that they brought in an old map. I could be wrong, honestly. I'm sure there's an older one that has that, but Modern Warfare had Rust and Shipment, which they redid to make them look better.
yeah.
And I think they changed maybe a few things, but they definitely updated them, and like they were some of the most popular maps too. Um,
Um, yeah, it seems like I'm looking on the fandom a little bit more. Call of Duty 2 did take some old maps from the original Call of Duty,
but that was like at the time, like that was a while
and
ago.
then Call of Duty 3 did it. Call of Duty 4. Ooh, Call of Duty 4 did it in a DLC pack, which is even more like rude.
Uh,
World at War did not do it. Okay, so it was pretty hit or miss sometimes.
yeah, but it's like,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was like the first one where it was like an original Call of Duty map.
but here's the thing: with the release of Modern Warfare, they also released. Didn't they release a Modern Warfare remastered with that?
Which one? That was with Call of Duty.
Or
I
was
think
that?
that remastered was what was it? Hold on, I have to see the games list. It was I think it was Black Ops 4.
Oh, was it? But at
Yeah.
the same time, I think because like you're bringing back Black Ops 2 maps, maybe they're hinting at, hey, maybe there's a Black Ops 2 remastered on its way or something like that. Because it's like
Um.
with Black Ops 4, they remastered Modern Warfare, and then what
Yeah.
was it? The next year we got a Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So like we did
Um.
get new ones. So like they could be trying to hint at like, hey, we're bringing back some old maps, but at the same time, there's a chance we might remaster like one of the most popular games. Because think about this: next year, 2022, is
mhm.
the 10 year. It is the 10-year anniversary of Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's
that
also the 10-year and to be fair, the 10-year anniversaries of every game series come up 10 years exactly after their release cuz or there's I think I think the problem is this comes back to the problem of them being released every single year. Every single year is a 10-year anniversary of a Call of Duty game
yeah, well, true.
because they're released every single year.
But like at the same time, like Black Ops 2 was one of their most popular. Advanced Warfare was, I guess it was okay.
I I was
Ghost
about to say
wasn't
I
as
feel like
popular.
Advanced Warfare and like Ghosts were hated because they were different.
Well, I mean, Advanced Warfare introduced, because Ghost I know introduced the fact that you could slide, so that was a new mechanic,
Yeah.
in today, and then Advanced Warfare added the exosuits, which completely redesigned how you play the game, because you had exo jumps and sliding,
Yeah.
which people had gotten used to sliding at that point, but it's like you add exo jumps now, which completely redesigned the way you have to play. And
Oh
then
yeah.
Black Ops 3 came out, and that was actually Black Ops 3 was really favored too. Black Ops 3
I
was
was about to
pretty
say
popular.
you really have to think about it that like Black Ops has been on the top 10 selling games of the year since Black Ops 4 Modern Warfare. That was the first time that they got top 10 best selling games of the year. Now, not a single Black Ops has ever fallen off that list in the year that they're released.
Well, Black Ops, well, yeah, because Black Ops is like one of the most popular series.
And so that's the other problem is like, yeah, Black Ops 2, or I should say Call of Duty. I don't know why I said Black Ops. I meant every Call of Duty since Modern Warfare has been on the top 10. Um, Even Ghosts and Infinite Warfare, which both are the most critically or metacritically acclaimed, so they're like hated the most. And so I think the other problem is like Black Ops 2 is the most quote unquote loved Call of Duty whenever you talk to Call of Duty players. But by the population, every single Call of Duty was loved by a large quantity of the base because they've always been on the top 10 seller list.
Yeah,
And
I
so I
think
feel like
you're
Black Ops just has like a weird hate relationship with its own existence.
Modern Warfare Remastered came out in 2016 with the release of Infinite Warfare.
Oh, was it Infinite?
Yeah, it
Wow, I thought
came
that
out.
was
It came out.
way.
It came out with Infinite. So that
Hmm.
was 3 years. So 3 years later came Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare, which was made by, which makes sense because that's that 3 year span from, because it's like that was the Modern Warfare Remastered is the same one that's made by the people that made Modern Warfare. So like it's got that
Yeah.
3-year span. So like if
Yeah.
we have Cold War this year
Do you
and
know
stuff
how it
like that.
got? I just looked on Wiki. Do you know how that got started? This is so funny. It
What?
says on the wiki that the remastered.
Okay.
Um, it says on the wiki that they started building the remaster in 2015, literally because somebody on an online petition had so many people sign for a remastered Modern Warfare that they had to do it.
Oh my god. I mean,
That's
they
why
didn't
they've
have to, but they
officially
wanted to. They wanted to.
yeah. Like that's so crazy. That's so funny.
Hmm. I
So
didn't
they
even
didn't
know
even
that.
really like do it by their own heart. They kind of saw that and they were like, "Yeah, why not?" That's funny. But yeah, so I think that's a good commentary on like Call of Duty and where it is today. So I think like honestly the verdict is from my side, I would like to see a 3-year jump, but also I won't sit here and complain about them and act like they don't create quality games every single year. It's just I wish that they would let us enjoy the quality game over multiple years instead of making us buy a new one every year. That's honestly like my verdict for where Call of Duty
So,
is.
funny thing here I found. So, Modern Warfare Remastered, the first one, almost 10 years. Almost was almost 10 years after Modern Warfare came out, the first one,
Yeah.
because the first one came out in 2007.
Yeah. Oh, well, that came out in
Um,
2017.
no, the first Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
the original from
Yeah.
2007, not
Yeah.
2017.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying, though. The remastered came out in 2017.
No, the
Didn't it?
remastered came out in 2016, which was
Okay.
which was just shy of 10 years.
Yeah.
But Modern Warfare 2 came out with Warzone in 2020
Yeah.
as a campaign remastered, which was where's Modern Warfare 2? Um 11 years after. Oh wait, I had that
Hmm.
wrong. But you know, but it was just a little over 11 years cuz Modern Warfare 2 came out in 2009. So
Oh,
I wonder if it falls in the issue of like the whole 3-year thing with releasing some of these, but
yeah. Well, here's an interesting one. So I think that they thought in your same vein because the Modern Warfare Remastered was locked in with a Modern Warfare Remastered was locked in with a bundle with Infinite Warfare. You couldn't buy
yeah, it
it
was.
separately until 2017, where they released a standalone version for the consoles and PC.
Mm, yeah,
So they
I
kind of
think I
held
remember that.
in. So they kind of held in the standalone version until the 10-year anniversary. So I'm thinking they probably were in the same vein of your thinking, and they wanted to release it in standalone on the year of its release, which is cute. I like that. But yeah, I think that's also like, what is your verdict on where Call of Duty sits today?
I really enjoy Call of Duty. I can't ever like I love Call of Duty, and there's a lot of issues that I have with it. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I am always gonna go crawling back to Call of Duty because I love the game. I don't care how much I hate on it, and like I could say as much crap as I want about it. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm still gonna be playing the game because I have always loved it.
So
So,
your verdict is you like
Call of
Call
Duty
of
is
Duty
amazing.
how it is. Okay. You like Call of Duty
um,
how it is.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I
That's a
think
legitimate verdict.
so because who is it? Treyarch makes Black Ops.
Yeah.
Treyarch does the Black Ops series.
Yeah.
So I think in because their next game would be 2023.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of that, if like they could come out with a Black Ops 2 remastered and that could be their game of 2023 and everyone would still love to play it and it would bring back so much memories and like for the people that didn't start playing Call of Duty until after that game came out and so they never played it, they would see this game as like, oh wow, this is where a lot of people started out. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Black Ops 2 is what really started to kick off the Call of Duty series.
Yeah.
And it made it
Well,
grow, I would think.
I
Because
think
like
that's continue.
Modern Warfare or Call of Duty 4
Yeah.
was the first COD to have, I think it was the first one, right?
Well,
Um
that's what I was
yeah, it
about to
was the
say is
first
like
one to have an online multiplayer of some
yeah.
sorts,
Yeah.
which changed the way that you see Call of Duty. And then
Mhm.
the next one came out, which was World at War, which introduced zombies, which was a whole new style of playing. Not to
Yeah.
mention you can play zombies with your friends and have online multiplayer against people. So from there, it started to head in the right direction. Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 2 came out, it started to grow. Black Ops 1 came out, that pulled in a bigger group of people. I would think because of the campaign
Yeah.
and the zombies, not so much the multiplayer. I feel like the multiplayer really didn't come around. Like the whole online multiplayer came
Yeah.
around mostly around Black Ops 2 because
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 came out and that one was pretty good. Um
Mhm.
but Black Ops 1 kind of started, well, World at War started the zombies,
Yeah.
but I think it didn't really become too much as popular because I think World at War only had the one and only zombies map. I don't think there was any
Yeah.
more to that.
Well, I think that you do have the right thing. I think that Modern Black Ops 2 was one of the most critically acclaimed Black Opses. For some reason, I'm not really 100% sure why, but it kind of just pulled in everybody really well. But I also think that's why Modern Warfare Remastered sold so well, is because, like you said, that was the first one with multiplayer. That was where Call of Duty was one of the top 10. That was the first time that they were the top 10 selling games of the year, and they've held it ever since. And so I feel like
Oh,
that
I
is
was
why
wrong
that
about
sold
World
so
at
well.
War.
That is so amazing. And I think the follow up is that I do think that a Black Ops 2 remaster would do really well. And I think that honestly, since they got the flexibility to release Modern Warfare Remastered in 2017, since the next release for Treyarch is 2023, we might actually see a Black Ops 2 Remastered in 2022, and then just them release a full game in 2023, because it seems like they're pretty flexible with releasing the remasters whenever the studio wants them to, because they made it so that they made the Modern Warfare Remastered in a bundle until its 10-year anniversary. And so I think it's not ridiculous to think that they might release Black Ops 2 Remastered a year earlier than the studio releases another full game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So I think that that's also realistic, and that would be great because I think that that would kick up the hype twice as much to release it on its anniversary year.
I think I was wrong. I think World at War had, I think, 5 maps. I could be wrong. I could be reading
Oh,
this wrong,
okay.
but I think it did have 5 maps because
Yeah.
Nacht der Toten, Verrückt, Shinonuma, and Diarize are the four original maps to have
Yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
And they brought that back with Black Ops 3 and they redid them
Yeah.
completely. And so I think I had that a little wrong. I think
Well, regardless, the
I
point
could
still
be wrong,
stands of what
but
you were
like,
saying.
yeah, they did. It was a step, and then like Black Ops 2 is what really kicked off the like online multiplayer that is really popular today. I would think
Oh yeah, and I think we can do, and I think that is debatable till the end of
it probably
time.
is, honestly, but that's
But
my opinion, and I'm gonna stick with
yeah,
it.
yeah, that's your stance, and that's like totally good. And there you go. That's a good closing statement. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 really made it, and they've been big ever since.
That's what really got me into playing Call of Duty. Like that was
Yeah,
the one that like kept me going. and what made really dragged me into it, and why I'm stuck in this loop of I have to get the new COD. But at the end of the day, it's like I love the game, so I can't be mad at it.
Oh yeah, but I think that'll do it for this week's podcast, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys. This was a little bit of a longer specialty section, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I obviously picked the right one to let Trevor go for.
Yeah, I think you probably could have toned me back a bit. I think I rambled on a little too much here.
It was okay. I was having fun too because we were going back and forth. But thank you guys for listening for the podcast. Keep coming in. Our viewership has been climbing every single day, and we enjoy every single one of you. I'm so thankful, and Trevor is so thankful for you guys coming in and enjoying the podcast every single week. I'm sorry that this podcast will be a little late. We're recording this a little later than normal.
I was going to say personalized. Sorry about this one. We just had, between recording the previous week, so it's currently 1/18, which is a Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, for those of you who are curious, for 2020. It is a little late, but that is on our parts a little bit because we ended up getting really busy with other stuff. We had a lot of personal stuff going on, and then it was recording was really hard to get to because by the time we get to it or have time to, it's we're really tired and worn out and we just kind of want to relax and play some games and just kind of relax and do that. And so it's we never really got back into this, so that is definitely on our part. The next one, the next episode should be out this upcoming Friday. If we get it out on time. We hopefully should.
I promise it'll be out on time. I'll push it.
I think if anything we could probably get it out honestly, because I think we could even record, because I don't work that day, so we could get everything done that day and get it out the next day if we really wanted to push for that. But we gotta give people a break from our amazing voices.
Oh yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll make sure to have next week's podcast hopefully on time, or maybe a day late if Trevor wants to.
I'm gonna push. Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure it gets out on time. I'll fight him about it.
Yeah, but we'll get it out on time. We'll have everything ready, and I'm super sorry for this one being late. But I hope that our huge specialty section helps you out.
I hope so. You get to listen to me ramble on about Call of Duty for 55 minutes.
Oh yeah. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave us ratings and all kinds of jazz on your podcast network of choice. And please come visit us this Friday for the next podcast. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope your day has been wonderful. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Trevor.
I was gonna say one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
For those of you who haven't seen us on YouTube or Twitch, make sure you go and check us out. I am Mini Penguin on YouTube. Bryce over here is
B2 Gaming on YouTube and B2 Gaming YT on Twitch.
And I am Mini Penguin Gaming on Twitch with underscores because Twitch is difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you guys go check us out on our channels. Support us there. If you have any feedback from in terms of comments or anything, make sure you can always go ahead and leave them on our YouTube videos. I know I have some upcoming videos that are definitely out and getting ready to be out for you guys. So make sure you guys come check us out and support us on all of our platforms. It greatly helps us make better content for you and pushes us to want to make better content. So make sure you come and check us out on all of our platforms.
Oh yeah. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.